Kickout Crew. James L. Corey, Brad Stanton, Coach Rosie, Adam from Bama, Mike Whitaker, Devin Dowling. The Kickout Crew Podcast. Available on all major podcast platforms, and watch videos exclusively on YouTube.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess you know what that means. Welcome to another exciting episode of your show. That's for our 3D watchers out there, which you can find on Real K 4K something or other somewhere. Anyway, welcome our beautiful fans to episode 40 of the Kickout Crew. I, of course, am James L. Corey, and we want to start with thanking all of our participants on last week's episode. We got to talk about the Women's Royal Rumble. We had a ton of guests and friends and surprises join on. So if you haven't seen or watched that yet, well, I believe you should check it out. That being said, we are the Kickout Crew, your show. You are the Kickout Crew. You can find us on Twitter at Kickout Crew. Shout out Devin. And you can search for us on YouTube, Kickout Crew. And hey, why not Facebook and Instagram and TikTok? That's the one I don't use. All those Kickout Crew. But that being said, a lot of those pages are managed by our boy Devin. And if you've been watching the past 2 weeks or listening, you haven't heard his voice. So I want to start with a little send over to Devin. Welcome back to the show, brother. It's good to have you.
Hey, thanks for that, James. I'm glad to be back. I just want to thank all four of you guys. And just thanks for holding down the show for the past couple of weeks while I've been out. You guys really been kicking ass and tearing it up like you always do. I want to also welcome Anthony Pires to our show today.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun to join with him today. Chat and everything. But I'm just I'm appreciative of you four for keeping up the good work.
Hell yeah. Well,
we do.
I was under the impression that it was a word from Devin, so thank you for that little rant that you did there. And welcome back to the show. Feels good to be home, doesn't it? But like Devin mentioned, we do have a very special guest. I've been trying to get him on since episode 1, and these guys hate him, but he finally made it onto our show, your show. But I want to welcome old Anthony, Mr. 10K himself, to the show. So Anthony, introduce yourself and let people know who you
are. Folks, Anthony Pires. I want to say it's an honor to be here. I want to say that you guys have really inspired me as you guys, the whole Kickout Crew, followed their dreams, started their podcast. I want to say that you guys are amazing. Unfortunately, I'm not, because here we are. James, I appreciate the sentiment. Oh, we've been trying to get this guy on. Did you know about 3 weeks into Kickout Crew, I'm on a Zoom call with, I think, Jimmy Sorensen, and Mike Whitaker's there. And unlike he was actually drinking. So I asked him, I said, Mike, I really like what you guys are doing. Tell me how you guys all got together. And he started saying stuff like, Mike, Juice is kind of like the brainchild, and he puts the team together. And he called Adam. We know what a great job, Devin can do. Coach obviously is just Mr. Personality. And he says, we thought about bringing you in, but we decided against it. So I've been waiting for this moment for 40 weeks. to come on and ask you guys what in the name of sweet chocolate God were you guys thinking? I'm looking right now. I'm looking at the Zoom screen right now, and I'm just looking at the God ugliest men on God's green earth. And right now, you are in the presence of a Rhode Island sex god, the sexiest man in Rhode Island, possibly the sexiest man in New England. But other than that, it's great to be here. Thank you.
No lie, you were like my third choice. Leave it out there.
My wife's third choice, so that you're.
Oh man. Well, hey, thank you for joining us. Lifelong friend of 2 years, right?
Absolutely.
Hell
and I'm
yeah.
so glad Randy will be the real El Karai will be joining us in Huntsville this year. I could give or take. Your dad, cool guy.
No doubt.
That's fair. Yeah, I'll take that. But yeah, thank you, Anthony, for joining us. Thank the guys for finally, listening to me. Like, man, let's get Anthony on. So
I bring Brad.
Yeah, that was a
Brad
poor
kept saying
baby
no.
face turn on my part. But want to welcome everybody. It is episode 40, and 40 for the shorty. So I guess I'm going to look at this outline. And hey, shout out to that. That'll come in handy later in a match we discussed. But I'm going to go with, I guess, kicking on over to Brad. So, Brad, take it away, man. How's your week been?
As you guys and everybody that watches and listens knows, it's usually a rant and Stanton moment. If you guys can bear with me for a minute, I'm going to get a little bit real. As everybody knows, everything I tell you on this show is true. I may have the volume turned up a little bit, but these stories are real. They happened in my life. I may add a little more zest to them, but they're true. This week, I got a call from my wife on Tuesday at about 3:00 in the afternoon, absolutely hysterical. I'm like, what is wrong? What is wrong? She said, you have to come home. You have to come home now, screaming that the house is on fire. I'm like, okay. So I tell everybody at work, got to go. The house is on fire. So I'm halfway home. And I said, what extent is this house on fire? Like, I need to know a little more information. So it takes me about 40 minutes to get home, and I call her, and she's now not hysterical. She's kind of like laughing. I'm like, hon, what's going on? So we had a small kitchen fire, and it was enough that my youngest daughter called 911, had 4 fire trucks there and everything like that. My wife says, everything's under control. Everything's good. Everything's gonna be fine. You can go back. I know you have to get back to work. I turned around and went back. There are times in your life when maybe something doesn't seem like a big deal at the time. But I know that was a big mistake. You know why? Because I wasn't there for my wife. My wife was just in a fire. She was hysterical screaming and ran out of the house with my daughter. And I thought it was more important to go back to work. I just want everybody to think about that for a minute. Take time and just realize what's important. When I got home later that night, I smelled my house. My house smells like the inside of an ashtray times 50. She showed me the Ring video on her phone, and she was screaming down the steps, getting everybody in the house, getting the dog out, getting the kids, getting Lotus out. I should have been there. So that's all I got.
Well, man, glad the house isn't, a complete loss and all that stuff. And hey, there are times where at least you can reflect on that, I guess. I understand, I guess, how you feel that way, and it's moving for sure. But at least everything is okay. I really don't know what to say, but
yeah, I know, and everything is okay now. It was nice to come home today. Like, we have about 3 ventilators in this house now. 4. Things are clearing out a little bit. We're probably going to have to move out for a little bit. It's not probably totally safe for us to be here right now, but we put the claim in and everything like that, and there's going to be some renovations done. But everybody is safe and everything is fine. I just want people to understand that work is not that important. Put your family first, and I did not do that. So back to you, James. Let's get off this and go get this thing on track.
Well, this train keeps rolling all night long for sure. And it appears as I look over at the outline once again, we have Mike up next. So, Mike, how's your week been? Catch people up on you.
Oh, what a week we had, huh?
Right?
So we went to, like y'all know from last week, we got to go to the Impact, Hard Kill, and the Impact tapings afterwards. So that was amazing, blast, fun, doing all that stuff, and came back home and started back my work week and going. And I started thinking about something, and I wanted to ask you guys, if you guys could live in one cartoon universe, live your life, but you're going to be in that cartoon universe, what would you decide?
That is a very good question.
Take the Simpsons in a heartbeat.
Simpsons.
I've always wanted to drink at Moe's Tavern. I think Homer and I would be best friends. And God, that Marge is hot.
Ain't she?
All right, so say it one more time for me.
Like if you could live your life, but you're in a cartoon universe. So it's The Simpsons, Family Guy.
This is easy,
whatever.
right, Adam? This is easy. Scooby-Doo. I'm going to hang out. I'm going to be in the Mystery Machine. I'm going to be smoking weed with all of them. I'm going to be having the Snoopy snacks, munching it up. Freaking Velma. Shout out. Daphne. Shout out. I don't know what it is about Velma in these live actions and in all these cartoon pictures you see all over the place. I'm in.
Oh,
Nice.
God. Oof.
Devin, who you got?
I think I'm gonna have to go with South Park. I don't know how many times we've seen Kenny die on that show, and he's always back the next episode. So I think that you can just be like, have infinity amounts of lives there. So.
Yeah.
A weird answer.
A lot of probing going on in that show, though.
Yeah,
Sure, and I'd have to keep my hands stiff all the time.
Who's next?
Well, testing. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey!
Professional podcast.
Well, it's the first time I've ever had a problem with it. It's plugged in, so I don't, But let me go back real quick just a second, Brad. I know what type of guy you are, and I don't feel like if your wife wouldn't have said it's okay, go back to work, you wouldn't have went. No doubt at all. If you would have never had that conversation with her, you'd have been right there with him, no doubt about it. So I feel like if she would have never said that, you would have went back to work, man, because I know what kind of a guy you are. So don't.
I appreciate that.
Don't bring yourself down, man, because I would have done the same thing if my wife, girlfriend, whatever would have said, "Hey, we got it handled. Go back to work so we can take care of the family financially." That's probably what I would have done. So don't beat yourself up, man.
As he said.
Let me do that.
And Anthony, who's the one that asked you to be on the show 2 or 3 times already? Was that me?
Can I be honest with you? And I don't want to insult you, Adam. I want to insult all of you. This is the first time I have ever been invited on this show.
That's not
No,
true.
because you
That's
were
not true.
recording last time I asked you to join us.
You had some kind of thing you had to do for
You were John Arezzi or somebody.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
yes.
true.
Okay, I'm Adam. Yes, like the Fonz right now. I'm sorry. Yes, Adam from Bama did invite me on, but I was on the John Arezzi podcast because John Arezzi and the Kickout crew knows Anthony equals ratings equals sexiness equals babies being born in 9 months when your wives all hear my voice.
I'm just glad we got I'm glad we got the new sexiest man in Rhode Island on, because ever since Frank moved to Louisiana, he's the sexiest man in Louisiana.
For Christ's sakes, Adam, come on. We all know that Frank is the third sexiest man in Rhode Island who was here. I'm number 1. Every other man in Rhode Island is tied for 2. Frank is third. So don't give me that shit.
Does Frank have a shirt of you, or do you have a shirt of Frank?
I have a shirt of Frank. You know why I wear that?
All right, you prove my point.
Things could always be worse. That's why I wear it.
there a cartoon character in mind?
Any cartoon universe that you
Oh, I mean Ninja Turtles, no doubt.
Oh, yeah,
that's a good one.
That'd be cool.
Guess that leaves you, James, right?
Kind of feeling, I don't know. I know this is going to be heavily unsafe, but it kind of fits Rick and Morty. Huh?
That's a great answer.
There you go.
I mean, it would be completely terrifying 99% of the time, but yeah, it'd be cool.
I think I'm gonna go with Family Guy.
I might change.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Family Guy, and then I can talk to my dog, and he'll talk back to me. So there we go.
That's a
What were you
dumb
saying,
answer.
That's why your dog can understand you when you talk to him, though we do.
I was change my answer to the Adventures of Cherry Pop Tart.
What the fuck?
Right on.
Google it, boys, but not when you're around. Okay.
What about WWE's Sim City or whatever it was?
Haven't
Can't
seen
be
have a cartoon?
WWE.
See, then you can be in the WWE universe.
Summer camp, huh?
Yeah, some camp or whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
That shit was funny. I don't care who you are.
John Cena had a food baby with Mark Henry.
That's great. Yeah, that was it. That's all I got this week.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Something
I
needed to be
dug
done
it.
there.
I like it. That was good shit. You know, speaking of cartoony, you know, are we going to talk about today's agenda? Oh, wait, that's not on there.
Oh, I forgot.
Hey,
But I can do it. So-
well, I guess I'm going to kick it on over to Brad, you know, his show. Brad, take it away.
So today we're on our part 4. Is that what it is, Mike?
Yeah.
All right, he's talking to his kids. Never mind. Hey,
It is
yeah,
4
you know what?
because I have them.
Well,
I have
good.
my notes saved in a row, so we're on 4.
So yes, part 4 of our rivalry series. These rivalries were brought to you by Brandy, that was on last week. Thank you, Brandy. And I believe from Adam, right? Or is it from you, James? Which one?
Yeah.
Adam. So today we're going to be discussing Triple H versus The Rock, fully loaded 99. And we're going to be talking about Christian versus Orton, Randy Orton, Over the Limit 2011. Sorry, Brandy, we did go with the backup. We are not doing a Iron Man match because who's got the time? All right, who's got the time?
We don't have the mental capacity to keep up with it.
So I mean, if we're gonna do an Iron Man match, we would probably treat it the same way we treated a Rumble match. One and done, baby. One and done.
Right.
with nothing extra. So anyway, thank you, Brandy, for the suggestion. And back to you, James.
All right. Well, you know, glad we're 4 into our rivalry series. Glad Anthony could join us for this. You know, deep dive into some great classic matches. Like, I mean, nothing like Triple H, huh?
Can't wait.
That's right.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. That being said, it is Triple H versus The Rock, a strap match from Fully Loaded 1999, which took place July 25th of that year at the time, the Marine Midland Arena in Buffalo, New York. It has been renamed. I don't know what it is, nor do I really care. The attendance was 16,605. It had a buy rate of 350,000. We had a match length of a little over 19 minutes, and Meltzer gave this one 3 1/4. Not a bad match. I just hate Triple H around this era because he was a heel. But, you know, enough about that. Devin, my favorite part. How did we get there?
All right. So I want to start by thanking Bryant Haremza and WrestlingRecaps.com for helping me get this backstory. Well, it all started back in 1996. Rocky Maivaia's first ever match was actually at SummerSlam 1996, and Triple H was on the opposing team in the Survivor Series match.
Wait a minute, you said SummerSlam.
You said SummerSlam and the
You
Survivor
said
Series
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam said it.
See, that's what I get. I did this months ago. I wrote SS, and I fuck with me. I got to write out Survivor Series.
You missed 2 weeks and you start flubbing all up.
Right?
Yep, yeah.
Don't bring
All right.
the ratings down now.
Welcome
So-
back, Devin.
So throughout 1997, The Rock and Triple H would actually feud over the Intercontinental title when The Rock was Rocky Maivia. The Rock would come back, and he would be leading the faction of the Nation of Domination. and him and Triple H would pick up their feud again. Well, Triple H is the head of D-Generation X. They fought a few more times in an epic ladder match. They would continue fighting all throughout 1999, it would seem like. And in May of 1999, Triple H would actually throw The Rock off the stage and break The Rock's arm. Then 2 weeks later, Triple H would lock The Rock inside of a casket and destroy it with a sledgehammer. That would lead up to their first big pay-per-view match in 1999 at Over the Edge. That's where The Rock would pick up a win by disqualification. The next month at King of the Ring, The Rock would have a title match against The Undertaker, where Triple H would actually interfere, give The Rock a pedigree in the middle of the ring, cost him that match. Then just a couple weeks after that, on July 5th, 1999 episode of Raw, The Rock would defeat Triple H in a cage match. That kind of seemed like it was going to end their feud, and one of them two was going to move on to the title. But the champion at that time, Stone Cold Steve Austin, had other ideas. It wanted to face The Rock wanted to face The Undertaker at Fully Loaded. So that left Triple H and The Rock without a match. But they still had this feud going on. So they decided to settle it inside of a strap match for the number one contendership for the WWF Championship.
Great job, Devin. All right, let's get this party started, huh? Are you around there, James? Looks like there's another.
We're having technical difficulties.
I was gonna say,
I am around. I am rocking around this Christmas tree. What's up, Brad?
So Triple H's entrance, James. What the hell is your problem with Triple H and this entrance?
I'm curious.
Nothing. I don't give a fuck about the entrance. He's a heel. He's a heel at this time. He was a heel during my Hella fandom. I don't know why you guys are just like. I mean, y'all spit or swallow when it comes to Triple H. I mean, my God. Is this Triple H love fest every damn week? I don't get why y'all love him so much.
Definitely.
So, Anthony, how does Triple H remind you of the Savage Gentleman? And do you have any Savage Gentleman stories?
Well, yeah, I'm glad you brought this up, Brad. I really am happy you brought this up. Triple H and the Savage Gentleman have a lot in common. They're both Caucasian men. There's the difference. Triple H has a beautiful mane, like myself, of gorgeous, and I mean freaking gorgeous hair. Savage Gentleman Victor Benjamin is bald. He is a pathetic bald man who completely much like me, completely outkicked his coverage in the wife department. Savage Gentleman Victor Benjamin believes I am bald. Look at this. Look at that. He cannot compare to the manliness and steadiness that you guys see before you and the listening audience can hear from the absolute dulcet tones of this voice.
You were my second choice to be on this podcast. Like, we were picking people. You were my second choice, man. That's good shit right there. I love
Thank you so much for that. Couldn't wait. For any of you that don't know, there was an interview that happened with the Savage Gentleman and Lady Frost, Top Guy Theater, and let's say our boy Anthony Pires here was definitely a big part of that, and it was a great listen to say.
10K, baby, Mr. 10K himself, man.
Yep.
Big time shit.
It's 20K.
Was it 20? It was 20, wasn't it?
20,000 views. So you can all get on your knees and eat.
Please.
Well, I was on that episode too. Wait a minute.
Just a shout out to
you, Adam. I'm sorry.
Just shout out to Justin Davis. His has 200 views. Interview with Michael Cole and The Rock in the back. The Rock says to Michael Cole, "Nice shirt, 25 cents." Love it. Absolutely love that part. Devin, Triple H watching the interview from the ring. Was this unusual for a pay-per-view?
Well, yeah, definitely for a pay-per-view. That's more of a Monday Night Raw thing, I think.
What do you think they were going for here?
You can watch Triple H, who's the heel, kind of freak out before we see our baby face come out, strap up to go against him.
That never happened back then. You never saw that.
It's a swerve, bro. It's a swerve.
Welcome back, Devin. Welcome back, buddy. Questions that you don't know the answer to. Love it, right? Love it. All right.
Well, wasn't this around the time Rock was just getting into like his promos and stuff too?
This is 99. He was getting better every day for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike,
I think he was kind of turning babyface around this time.
Speaking of Mike, Is this your favorite version of The Rock?
Ooh. One of. I liked him. I hated the movie Rock.
Yeah.
When he came back in the movie, like whatever
Agreed.
it was.
What?
I didn't like it.
Unless he's doing a rock concert. That was
yeah.
amazing.
Dude, his heel persona as the Hollywood dude with the music, the slow-paced music. Oh, give me a towel.
I liked him heel in the corporate when he was corporation. I like that.
It's fucking enthralling, guys. All right, Adam, The Rock would
You
request
asked.
I didn't ask about his movies. Adam, The Rock would request Mike Chioda as the referee. Why would he do something like that?
Because Mike Chioda counts to 10 during a non-disqualifying match. Non-disqualification match, he still counts to 10. That's why.
Did you like the way Jim Ross covered for?
Tell us what you're saying.
Okay, I was saying this. Yes, I noticed that too. Chioda's counter during a no disqualification match. Jim Ross was putting it over as, hey, as the referee, he's trying to keep the participants safe. I think Mike actually got lost, forgetting that he was refereeing a no DQ match. He's counting, and Jim Ross is saying he's counting for show so that hopefully he knows not to, like, kill him or injure him permanently. I think that was a masterful job by Ross. I caught that part, and I love what Ross said about it.
So let me take it a step further, because we've covered a lot of no DQ, and we're going to get into this match for sure, because this is a no DQ match. But do you think that happens often with these no DQ matches, that the referee forgets his role?
No, I don't see it very often.
But sometimes they're enforcing rules that they're not supposed to enforce. You don't see them like pulling people off, or is that theatrics, or do you think they're getting lost in the moment?
I think sometimes they get mixed because they do 3 or 4 different matches a night. So maybe they have a brain fart for a second.
Yeah.
So Devin, why do you think they're comparing Mike Chioda to Jesse the Body Ventura here?
It's because actually at the next pay-per-view, Jesse the Body Ventura is going to be the special referee in a match that we covered in our archives between Stone Cold, whoever wins this match, and Mick Foley.
Speaking of Jesse the Body Ventura, James, who are the announcers this evening?
Well, glad you asked. It is the best, one of my favorites, definitely top one of maybe 2. Good old JR, Jim Ross, and Jerry the King Lawler. If it ain't the best, I wasn't alive for the other one. You know, that's all I'm saying.
So, Anthony, can you explain the rules to me here of this match?
All right. Normally in a strap match, the thing is you're bound together at the wrists, but you have to drag your opponent and touch all 4 ring corners. That is one of my most hated stipulations, because every single strap match ends the same way, with the babyface touching the post. He's dragging the heel, and the heel just touches the post, goes by. This was more of an absolutely no disqualification, falls count anywhere, that just happened to have 2 guys strapped together over the course of the thing. And of course, and I like the fact that they worked some spots where they got separated so The Rock could do things like the people's elbow. The Triple H could go, I think he looked for the sledgehammer in this particular match, because there were 2 points in the match where they were separated, and they needed it for the interference later on in the match. So this was, for a strap match, this was very well done. But for the most part, the traditional strap matches suck.
Yeah, we've covered a bunch of them.
Speaking of
over strap matches.
Speaking of Mike,
I'm
sorry, Anthony.
I've seen one good one that was Big Van Vader versus Sting at Super Brawl '93.
So that's the match we were just referring to. Mike, that's the match we just recently covered. How did you like that strap match compared to this one?
Well, I guess, I did like the stipulation where you had to hit the ropes or the post. I do. I kind of like that. You know what's going to happen. You know they're going to get like 3 of them, then something's going to happen. But I do kind of like that idea.
Better than this?
Yeah, I guess so. Because I like this one too, but I think the hitting the post is more. I like that better.
Adam, why start this on the outside the ring, brawling on the outside, back and forth? Why start it out there?
because they've had this rivalry going on for months and months, and it's probably just to the boiling point to where, okay, I'm tired of dealing with it. Let's just get going. So it's falls count anywhere. So why not get on out there and start rumbling, baby?
Yeah. So the Spanish announce table does get involved early here. Kick, then a clothesline by The Rock, elbow and clothesline by Triple H. James, when did you start not liking Triple H?
When he was a heel with, I don't know. He was a blue blood, which, hello, Southern poor. And then you got this yuppie bitch on the TV. I mean, he's a heel. Oh, I'm from the Greenwich and the, like talking down on, us common man. You know what I'm saying? And he was always like a yuppity bitch. And then he teamed with the ultimate bitch boy, Shawn Michaels, circa 96, 97. And then, he was always a heel. I don't know why y'all I don't get why you guys just drop to your knees every time Triple H is mentioned.
Why are you saying yo guys? I haven't said a word about him.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of Triple H love fest.
I have The Rock's championship title right there.
I know a guy that has one on that screen.
How do you dislike the game?
That and the power, the power couple bullshit thing where I quit watching because they ruined it for me. This whole Triple H blaze of glory bullshit, where
I can't breathe. Stop. I can't breathe. Stop.
And the Booker T, come on, man. And y'all just fucking praise the ground this dude walks. I don't get it.
So, Anthony, how long did you ever take any breaks during? I mean, we all watched during the Attitude Era. Did you take a break after the Attitude Era? And when did you get back into it, if you did, or did you watch the whole time?
I began watching wrestling in the spring of 1981, and I have never since that day taken a day off from being a fan.
Taking a day off from being a fan mean you didn't watch the current, but did you still watch the current product?
I watch everything.
Hey, Brad, Anthony has the talent. He can tell you like the main event and the order of like most of the matches for the first several WrestleManias. He can say the order of the matches and everything.
I hope you enjoy Impact, Anthony. Since you watch everything, you'll see your boys on there.
I will be DVRing it because I'm here with you guys. I have to somehow bring some entertainment, light, and joy to your otherwise sad existences.
Perfect. Triple H, The Rock throws Triple H into the steps. Now he's in the crowd. So there's a lot of this going on, Devin. What good does this do? And is it entertaining you at this point?
Yeah, I think it's entertaining. I think it brings like the audience into it wicked. Like the fans in attendance, they're seeing The Rock and Triple H brawl right in front of them. They have a security guard shoving them out of the way to watch these wrestlers go by. It's great. It's like John Moxley walking by nowadays. Like it just brings you right in.
Yes, James?
If you notice, they are touching Triple H and The Rock a bunch, like patting them and all that stuff. And the security's trying to keep them back. But to your point, like when Moxley comes through, like you may get one random like hand pat, and that's like really, really frowned upon. But for the most part, he walks in like, because they know, like they respect it now. But if you watch this match, they're all like, yeah, dude, like Kyoto's even yelling at a couple fans and the security's kind of like pushing them.
Well, fans were definitely more wild during this era.
But hey, this is when the shit was hot, man. Like, 99, 98, like hot.
The crowd was completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Adam, what mindset do you have to have coming into a match like this as an in-ring performer?
I mean, because your timing's off. You're out there on cement rails. You're actually in the crowd, so you got to make sure not to make contact with nobody. I mean, it's just you have to know what you're doing to be out there and do it safely, because you can hurt your opponent or hurt yourself so easily out there. I mean, just a slip, bumping into somebody could cause a lawsuit, or it could end your career.
So, Mike, what's the difference between this crowd fight and the one between Dreamer and Raven that we just recently watched in the archives?
One crowd's drunk, one
you got you got one from Philly and ECW that just does whatever the hell they want, and then you got this crowd
and has a trashy football team in attendance.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's two completely different things right there.
Anthony, if there was going to be a football team in this crowd, what football team would it be, and how would you greet them?
if there was a football team anywhere in the world, it should be the mighty New England Football Patriots. Of course, I'd be telling them, go Pats!
This will not be the only time.
Ding! I need to put a dinger in the quote one.
All right, slugging it out by the gate. The Rock playing to the crowd as he does. The Rock throwing Triple H into everything around the arena. Kyoto counts the 2 on the outside. So Devin, you can pin on the outside here. Do you ever think it's weird to watch that, the pin on the outside? Do you like falls count anywhere?
I love it. It just reminds me of the hardcore era, honestly. I love that 24/7 hardcore era, and when guys are fighting all around the building, making pins and stuff wherever, it kind of, the match can end at any moment. Doesn't have to be in the ring.
Anywhere.
It adds a different aspect to the match. I like it.
I think counting a pin on the cement had to have sucked. Like slamming your hand. That must have been shitty.
Triple H whipping the Rock with the strap. Suplex by Triple H to the Rock on the outside, 2 count. Triple H throws the Rock into the gate. Adam, fair to say that these guys will have some bruises in the morning?
A couple bruises, bumps, scratches, maybe a black eye or 2. And that strap, man, they hit each other across the chest and the shoulder with that damn strap. No, thank you. No. Nope.
Anthony, have you ever done anything like this outside the ring that would cause you to get bruises?
Well, I mean, it's a strap match. I mean, I've been engaged in some strap-on matches, but either way, I can't really.
Oh, man, it's too fucking easy. I just serve it up. He's got it.
Why do you do this to me, Brad? Come on,
I'm not trying to stump you. I just know you're going to entertain. I know that. That is a fact. I mean, you've been on the show twice before. I just don't remember. Remember?
Yeah, you assaulted Brad on one of our previous episodes.
Oh, yeah.
You knocked him concussed.
Early in the archives.
Yeah, go way back for that one.
Hey, James, how long is too long to be outside of the ring?
Well, I don't know, because given this match, granted, I like the moves in the ring, you can slam and all that stuff. I get that. I think going into the crowd was a little questionable, but now that they're kind of it feels like they are just bullshitting around, like, I'm not saying buying time or anything, but like taking time, I guess is a good way to put it. And then there is I don't know if you're going to talk about it, but like they fall into a light at one point in time. I think it's when they're kind of circling their way around, and fucking JR goes, Rock being whipped like a government mule, like we talked about. And then Jerry Lawler goes, how many mules does the government own? And JR's like, not enough. No, I just wanted to mention that part. I thought it was funny as fuck.
Ah, man, I appreciate
Jerry kind of like talking shit. Well, how many they own?
I want to say one more thing about the action outside the ring.
Fantastic.
3 matches before this was the hardcore title, Al Snow versus Big Boss Man. And they battled all around the arena and actually ended outside the arena. Then the match after that was Ken Shamrock versus Steve Blackman, which was a parking lot brawl match. Then the match before this was a tag team match. So out of the past 4 matches, like 3 of them barely have been in the ring.
Maybe we didn't even need a ring this night, huh?
This is like an Extreme
Right.
Rules precursor.
But you got to bear in mind, given how crazy and out of control that Al Snow Big Boss Man match was all over the arena, it did give birth to the Kennel from Hell a month later.
Oh, thank God.
Or
shitting.
And Devin, the match after this was the first blood match. So,
And in the Royal Rumble way back. Oh, wait. I'm sorry, Devin.
Forget about the Royal Rumble.
Back.
So they're back in the ring now, slugging it out. Mike, do we even need the damn strap?
No. Not in this one, I don't think we do.
No.
China take it off too many times.
Yeah. China making her way to the ring. Rock bottom by the Rock. Rep distracted by China. Lobo by Triple H. Devin, Kyoto is counting. Now, we've already talked about this a little bit. Is there counting in a no DQ match? I know we've already
No.
Anthony kind of stole our
Counting to
thunder.
3.
Yeah, that's the only count, though. It was
I
odd.
mean, Dan, to answer your question earlier, Brad, I know I didn't give you a fair answer. You said The Rock asking Kyoto. I just, there's just certain performers, I think Kurt Angle was big on the Hebners or Brian Hebner. And, they just have their preference. Maybe he likes the way Kyoto counts. Maybe he just likes the way he gives them cues, the way they you just have the chemistry and a vibe with a certain referee. So maybe Kyoto was just The Rock's main dude he liked to be in the ring with.
I will say this: if you see The Rock in WrestleMania, do not think you won't, or WrestleMania this year, don't think you won't. You might see Mike Kyoto.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Because The Rock Hogan was Kyoto.
He requests him every time, and he's. You want to talk about a loyal guy? I mean, he's got the same writer he's had since WWE, still writing for him. Guy's loyal. Mm-hmm. He likes his people.
I was going to mention that on Devin's favorite podcast, Kyoto's Mailbag, he does talk about like The Rock pretty much requests him like every single time.
Who knows? We might see The Rock this weekend at the Royal Rumble.
This weekend, damn it! It really is this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
Triple H choking The Rock with the strap, and apparently that is not against the rules because there are no rules. So one more time, and I'll drop it. I swear, Anthony. Does the referee's involvement confuse you at all in this match?
Not at all, but not at all because Jim Ross brought it up. Jim Ross not beat us over the head, but he definitely made sure we knew that Kyoto was counting. And I'm sure Kyoto probably just got lost in the moment, but Jim Ross covered for it perfectly. It never distracted me for one iota of a second.
All right.
All right. Do you think it was actual like Jim Ross doing it on his own, or do you think Vince told him to mention it?
I don't think this was the point where Vince was in their ear all the time. I think this was Jim Ross just being on top of the situation and doing
what's going on. Okay.
So the Rock jerks Triple H off the top rope. James,
he jerked him off.
James, oh man, I didn't even...
Good job,
when
Brad.
I heard it, I was like, oh man.
James, I got something weird here. Why does Jim Ross continue to call Triple H Helmsley?
I think it's more of his humanizing a person type of thing. I don't know, because he always like mentions, their backgrounds and all that stuff. I know he didn't do that necessarily right here, but I think it's one of his ways like you connect with that person, heel or face, by the way, like he makes it relatable, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Calling him Helmsley because, Triple H, you hear Triple H all the time, but Helmsley is like a name, where you can like associate like beat up Helmsley. You know what I'm saying? Relatable, I guess.
You got something, Anthony?
Yeah, in the bear in mind, at this particular moment, this is July or June of 1999. He's been Triple H less than 2 years. And for at least the first year to year and a half, he was introduced half the time as, ladies and gentlemen, Triple H, Hunter, Hearst, Helmsley. So it was at this point in time, the word Helmsley was not yet out of our vernacular, out of our vocabulary. Vernacular is kind of another word for vocabulary in case you guys need to be educated a little bit, the American educational system.
I don't know if you've heard, I am an English major. That's why I sell cars.
So, Anthony, why did you look at me and Mike when you said that?
Well, because I know neither one of you can kind of read. Listen, you guys are very smart people. The fact that you can't spell the word cat without the C and the T, and somebody tells you the middle letter is a vowel, but that's beside the point. Just thought I'd teach you guys a little big word of the day: vernacular.
Slugging it out.
Cat, my bad.
Slugging it out in the ring, clothesline by Rock, using the strap, Samoan drop, Triple H kicked out. James, is this the best looking version of China?
Yeah, well, I mean,
there's one more version I like.
Mamacita?
No, she wasn't in wrestling at this point.
All right. And I would say this era, 99, 98, 99, yeah, it was probably, but granted, she didn't really alter. Well, she altered one way, but she didn't like alter as much. She kind of kept the same character going.
Well, guys, we're men here. We all saw Backdoor China. We all enjoyed it. So let's just be honest.
That is true.
Rock whipping Triple H with the strap. Jim Ross calling Triple H a blue blood. Now, Mike, is this about a year too late with the new character of Triple H?
Yeah, you'd think so.
So, like, why do you think Jim Ross just like relapses here and there and just forgets because he's in the moment? Like, he's obviously not a blue blood anymore, right?
Yeah, he's just going like being all natural. Like that's how Jim is. Like what Anthony was saying, he just keeps on going, and it's just a natural thing for him to when he's calling these matches and saying what he says.
Yeah,
it's a fluidity. Like yeah, they are two different characters, but they are the same person. So it's kind of like you know, like transitional, not as in like, oh, killing that character. Now he's this, you know, like it's kind of keeps it going.
DDT by The Rock. Billy Gunn hits The Rock in the head. Rock out at 2. The Rock with a low blow blocking the pedigree. The Rock going for the people's elbow. Hits it. Billy Gunn breaks up the pin. Devin, do you watch Young Rock? And if so, do you think The Rock should have been president?
I love Young Rock.
Be president?
Absolutely. I love Young Rock. And in 4 years, if the show's still going, he might be president. Who knows?
So Rock bottom to Billy Gunn. Triple H with the pedigree to The Rock and gets the pin. Adam, did Triple H need this win?
Oh, no. I mean, because when you're married to the boss's daughter, which I know they weren't married back then, but I know he had intentions. But no, he didn't. I mean, because he'd been around longer than The Rock. So it wouldn't have hurt for him to lose and give The Rock a little push. But The Rock was so over then, too, though, because of them heads. Either one of them winning would have been fine with me.
Yeah. What do you think, Anthony?
Well, I can't really think of anything right now because at this exact moment, my eyes are completely fixated on Adam, who is about 3 minutes ago took off his hat and has been just zhuzhing his hair. I swear to God, it is the third sexiest thing I've seen today. I've gone from 6 to 7:15 like that.
Is it fair to say, Anthony, you have not listened to the previous episode of the Kickout Crew?
I'm not going to lie to you. I've not caught up to it yet.
That's okay. It came out today. That's okay. His hair came up 12 times. 12 times.
I mean, right now, like Uncle Rico. I mean, it's crazy.
I just can't believe how over Adam's hair is. Adam's hair is over.
Telling you.
The people cannot get enough of his hair.
So I'm going to go ahead and read one of the listener questions, and then we can go ahead and give our final thoughts on this match. It comes from our great friend, Brian Haremza. Yes. Most Rock and Triple H matches always ended with someone involved in a distraction. Do you think that hurt their matches or helped to continue your rivalry going forward? I don't care.
I think it helped with it, like keeping the rivalry going. It was always something that happened. Because
the loser always had an excuse why they lost. So the only reason why you won is because China come in. You know, if that wouldn't have happened, I would have beat you. So they always have something to fall back on.
That's true.
These two could always deliver a good match. And I think the fact that not having a quote unquote clean finish helped out. So I had no problem with the interference. It didn't distract me from the rivalry.
I agree. I think that's what also the time period was. I don't think anything was clean in the Attitude Era. Even face, heels, it didn't matter. It was there was always a distraction.
On the real, they hated each other around this moment in time. So maybe it was kind of a little politicking of like, hey, there's going to be some schmoz, some gaga. That way, I'm not losing to him or, some shit like that. Because Triple H and The Rock, like, The Rock has said it many times, like, he fucking hated Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and they kind of bullied him around this time.
It's hard to believe.
I mean, I know Shawn's gone, obviously, but, like, he said that him and Triple H, like, never really got along until they were, like, a little bit older.
That's crazy.
It happened during the Maivia days when he was kind of an up-and-comer doing nothing, had no pull, had no stroke. It wasn't until he became The Rock that he was able to be like, yeah, F you, I'm not gonna give Shawn Michaels the clout of working with me.
Yeah.
So any final thoughts on the match, guys?
I liked it.
Yeah.
It's a banger.
It was a good match.
I'm sure glad it wasn't an hour.
This is the first fully loaded match that wasn't under the In Your House banner.
Is it safe to say this is probably like the Extreme Rules precursor?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Especially with all the matches fully loaded, or is that what it's called? No, over the top. Yeah, fully loaded. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because I didn't watch the whole pay-per-view like Devin does in the pay-per-view after and the 7 Raws after, but a lot of...
But not the Rumble.
Remember. A lot of outside of the ring action definitely tells you that that's what it was. Sorry.
Yeah, I get you.
Stepping away for 45 seconds, Anthony. Okay. All right, back to you, James.
Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate talking about that match. Well, I appreciate talking with you guys. The match and talking about said match, whatever. I'm strap matched out and I'm Triple H'd out for sure. But
Can I ask you guys real quick though, what do you guys think about their rivalry itself? Did you guys enjoy the Rock versus Triple H rivalry?
I did. I mean, it was one of the longer ones. It didn't just last, a couple months and then go out. It's something that happened throughout their whole career.
I'm sorry, when I think of a rivalry with The Rock, I think of Stone Cold. It's always going to be second. I'm not saying it's bad, because there's also the rivalry with Mick Foley and The Rock.
Yeah, true.
Right.
Yeah, the 3 WrestleManias though. Yeah, it's hard to take away Stone Cold and The Rock.
I like 15 the best because 17 was turning heel and 19 was one of the saddest days.
Other guy's finisher, other guys.
Yeah,
other guy's finisher.
Yeah.
Rock bottom by Stone Cold.
But the story to 15.
So you can say The Rock had better rivalries with other people, but what about Triple H? Was this one of his better
he had a
rivalries?
good one with Mick Foley. Mick Foley made him legit.
True.
If you guys watch the rivalry series on WWE, they did an episode on it, and it was that Hell in a Cell match that it made Triple H. He gives him all the credit for making him what he is.
That is
Right.
true.
I've always thought
I forgot until I saw it, but it was good.
Yeah, because in at the Rumble they had a match, so I can see that too.
I've always thought Triple H's greatest rival was Shawn Michaels. They were together in DX, and then when Shawn Michaels came back, they had that split for like 4 years. They hated each other.
You know what? There's other good ones that are even more recent. What about him and Brock Lesnar? What about him and The Undertaker?
Him and Stone Cold was damn good.
I mean,
him and Cactus Jack.
Brock Lesnar broke his arm in the middle of the ring. I mean, there was something to that. I don't know. I know you hate
Randy Orton.
James, we'll stop talking about him. Back to
God, it's a love fest, man. Every time I start talking about it, just go.
Listen, we got a lot to cover, James. It's okay. You can cut us.
James, you got to do the tickling. You got to do the tickling.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. They give each other the reach around. That's how fucking much they love Triple H.
I like Triple H.
I do too.
I know
you love him so much. You matched his haircut.
40 episodes. Y'all fucking sucking this dude off.
Hey, it won't be the last time we cover him. I promise.
Yeah, can't wait.
Still, you have to do a Stone Cold match.
We've done one.
Yeah, probably.
3 stages of hell, didn't we?
Oh yeah,
great. That's a great one.
Well, yeah, because Stone Cold's in it, of course.
That's how much I love Triple H.
Oh, jeez, oh man.
What is that? Money in the Bank briefcase thing?
If you're not watching the video, we suggest you hurry up and turn it on.
Yeah.
Adam from Bama has another prop that he is adding to the arsenal.
It's not a Brahma bowl.
Yeah, I've had this. I've just had to put up.
Watch it, because Adam's hair is like better than Blue Chew.
Oh my gosh. Back to you, James.
All right. That, good, whatever, good match. Sure. Very exciting stuff. Shout out to our boy Kyoto. But hey, up next is, topic time, and it's our boy, my brethren from another methrin. It's Devin. So Devin, welcome back again to the show, and fucking how's I'll just let you talk.
All right, thanks for that, James. I'm really happy to be back. This is, it's always a lot of fun with you guys. But so my topic for today, I've been thinking a lot past couple of weeks about my vices, about things that I do that are just holding me back from becoming like the best me that I honestly can be. So I'll start, honestly. One of my big ones is my cell phone. I go on my cell phone. I'm on it over like 10 hours a day, whether it's streaming, whether it's surfing the web, whether it's doing anything.
Notice he didn't say like making TikToks.
I wonder if these vices were written
I made
down.
a bunch of TikToks.
At least
these vices were written down by his fiance.
Right.
No, they are not.
Yeah,
This
is everything.
is stuff I've been. No, I've been thinking about myself, honestly, a lot the past couple weeks.
That sounds about right. Yeah. You selfish bastard.
All right, Devin's time.
All right, what are your guys' vices? What are some things that you
guys
do
that
on a
talk
daily
about
basis?
yourselves all day during the podcast?
That's why I asked you.
Man, this is a loaded question, Devin. Let me tell you something. What are your favorite vices? I don't know. Drinking, fucking.
That's funny because we just did the fully loaded podcast.
Yeah.
We just did the fully loaded pay-per-view. So loaded question, fully loaded.
Watching porn? What the fuck are we talking about here?
Sure, those are all good ones. Watching television, even
continuing to go to work instead of looking for another place of employment.
Hopefully, your boss doesn't listen.
Trying to type an
nobody
outline
around
in
here
between
listens.
car deals, problems. I got first world problems for sure.
Getting upsold liquor at an Impact pay-per-view because if you buy a pass, you get a shot for a little bit more. And then the next thing you know, you don't remember a Mickey James retirement match.
You don't get 3 legible words out of James after that.
And then you have to somehow be coherent in a hotel lobby, and you are not coherent in a hotel lobby. Yeah.
That was fun.
That
was fun.
Don't remember.
You're muted, Anthony, I think.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Good.
Look, as far as the vices go, does it make you happy? Just ask you.
Yeah.
Is it hurting you or other people? If the
I'm not a
answer
physical altercation person. No.
Well, listen, I'm enjoying myself a delicious IPA. Shout out to Whalers Rise from Rhode Island.
Shout out to Sierra Nevada, Celebration Ale.
Oh, come
Shout
on.
out to the cold, refreshing taste of Natural Light, America's best beer.
What's wrong with Celebration?
Shout out Nitro Pepsi.
God damn it. Welcome back, guys.
That's just empty can. I'm drinking beer tonight. But
Heard that.
It's been 2 weeks since we heard that.
I'm trying to be serious. And you guys are mocking me. This hurts my feelings. I spent a good portion of my life worried about doing the right thing, the wrong thing. I kept myself up at night worrying. But you know what, guys? I'm only 51 years old this year. I got my 2 kids out of college. Been married 30 years. I've been going on my 30th wedding anniversary. Things are going pretty good. And if things going good means Anthony Pires enjoys himself a craft beer and a Marlboro Light, by God, that's what I'm going to do until the day I die, baby. And if I watch too much wrestling, who cares?
What is too much wrestling?
Yeah.
Well,
I definitely do it.
I've never heard of such a thing.
When I go to sleep.
Well, and shout out to your wife. I mean, she's got to be a patron saint to put up with you for that long, and
she's got to be a hell of a woman.
Patience and everything. I mean, give her my best. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and my wife, bear in mind, my wife is a CPA, an accountant. She's an auditor. She's like the most book smart person you'll ever meet in your lifetime. And I am, believe me, the last person she ever expected to end up with, some extroverted, crazed man who loves
Patriots fan,
sips his beer, who drops his beer. But she is an absolute saint. That's all.
Go back to the dropping your beer line. Seems like you're not the only one that does that.
Well, it slipped out of my hand, but luckily I caught it. But it's still see how it fizzed over right there.
So that's Brad about his incident.
Brad,
your big beers on this show, my man.
Or ask Mike about one of his instances coming back from concession stand.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll promise you this: Mike doesn't miss his mouth on this show when it comes to a beer.
Heard that.
Well, he only misses it at pay-per-views when he pays $9 for a beer and throws it on the next row in front of us.
Oh, remember the story?
Oh, that sucked.
That was fun, Devin. Thanks for making us talk shit.
Yeah.
Hey, no, honestly, thanks for participating. But Anthony, you really made me think of something there that I'm gonna have to reflect upon myself. Is vices versus happiness. It's like if it's things that bring me happiness, then it's not gonna be a vice.
And you're not, but as long as you're not hurting yourself or other people.
Look, if moderation.
If I drank myself into oblivion every single day, okay, that's a problem. But here I am talking to some good men and James Elkerai, and I'm enjoying myself a cold beer. It's all good. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm happy. Honest to God, guys, and let me go off on a little mental health tangent here. If you find things that make you happy, enjoy them. Don't be ashamed of them. If you like to watch ballet, if you like to listen to show tunes, God damn it, guys.
I like show tunes.
And yes, I love show tunes. I absolutely love show tunes. There.
I do too. Anthony, I just saw Jagged Little Pill. I just saw Tina on Broadway. It was all good, man. I'm in.
I'm going to see it this week. Yeah. I swear, it just showed up in Providence. Yeah. Jagged Little Pill.
It was fantastic. You'll love it. Love it.
I like shout out to ad free shows for this, obviously for all of us becoming friends and stuff. But the pretty much something to wrestle rekindled my appreciation and love for wrestling. And I've gone to a lot of live wrestling matches and events and stuff. And it's a time where like you're on vacation. Like I don't give a fuck what's going on at work. I don't give a fuck about anything personal, like all that stuff. And I'm there watching wrestling, hanging out with friends most of the time, and just fucking enjoying the moment. Like, and you just get lost in the like, I'm a sucker for the false counts, like all that stuff, man. I just like you just buy into that moment, and like it's like everything's silent, and you're just like having fun, and 1, 2, oh, like you enjoy all that stuff, the big spots, like all that. It's just like, I mean, when wrestling does it right, there's literally nothing on the planet that touches it. I mean, it's not even close. When wrestling is done great, it is the best form of entertainment out there, bar none, hands down.
Why do you guys think Top Guy Weekend's so important to us? This is for 48 to 72 hours. We put our keys away. We put our problems away. It is a brother and sisterhood of people of all races, creeds, religions, social classes, middle class, upper class, lower class. Sorry, James, you're the lower class. But we all just get together. We love this stupid little thing so much that it means everything to us. Nobody else understands.
I had breakfast with a guy named Anthony Pires, a guy named Adnan O'Neill from Ireland, as we waved to Jeff Jarrett from across the room.
For real.
Where else can you do that but Top Guy Weekend, Anthony?
Exactly.
Wrestling, man. Like it's
great.
So it has a negative stigma, but it is so fucking awesome. Like it really is. Case in point, all of us chiming in from all over the fucking place,
I promise you we would not be all this close if we wasn't for wrestling.
Cheers to wrestling.
Cheers to wrestling.
Cheers.
The best vice out there, Devin.
Right? Ain't that the truth?
Now that's a vice we can get behind.
Hell yeah.
Because of wrestling, my closest friends live nowhere near me.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Let's all get on the computer.
Right?
Yeah, right.
I trust the people out of the state than I do people I've known most of my life.
Hell yeah.
Amen to that. People are like, why are you always doing all this stuff? I was like, these are my friends. Like, those are my friends. Like, people around here, whatever. But like,
seriously,
God, these are my friends.
My fantasy football party this weekend. A guy says to me, "Hey, did you hear? There's a new wrestling organization out there that's coming after Vince McMahon. It's AWE." I'm like, really? Freaking A, man. You want to talk about page 1 of trivia. Anyway, back to you, James.
Oh, man. Well, Devin, shout out, man. That was good. Welcome back, man. Welcome back.
Glad to be here, man.
Wish I could say the same. That being said, dude, it's so easy, man. I haven't been able to rag on you in a while, man. It's awesome.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Because I'm always a dickhead to Devin. Check the archives.
Yeah, but Randy wants to say we're all mean to you. All right, Mr. Ultra.
Like shit all the time. Just assholes everywhere. Speaking of assholes everywhere, Adam, swing that hair to the side. What you got for us today, man?
Oh man, a lot of stuff going on lately. Of course, everybody knows about Briscoes. And it's just insane because the match that I talked about, everybody gonna go see for the month of December was the Briscoes and FTR. And it's crazy now to where after what happened, it just makes it that much more special to go watch it. Because, I mean, that incident hits home, man. I'm 38. I've got kids, that could happen to anybody, dude. And it puts everything in perspective, like what Brad talked about earlier. Anything could happen at any damn time, man. It's just a blessing how blessed we are that we can get together every week and have fun, cut up, and do all this. But I mean, it's just insane, man, because Jay Briscoe, you see him on screen and he has his persona and everything, but then you look anything up, the one constant about this man is how much he loved his family, how much of a family man he was, how much of a great dad he was. And man, stuff like that, you don't hear about that stuff in the wrestling world. And I just believe that people need their flowers and stuff like that needs to be heard before something bad happens. So, I mean, it's, I don't know, it just kind of hit me different today. Yesterday and today, especially after I found out the other person driving was a 27-year-old lady. I guess she might have been tasting or something. They hit head on. And he had both of his daughters in the back seat. And he was there. I think he was DOA and the girls were in critical condition. Dude, if something ever happened to my kids, dude, y'all probably won't hear from me again. I can't imagine what that family's going through right now. So, and I hate to get all serious and everything real fast, you know, out of the blue. But the more Twitter stuff I see, it's just, you know, there's just certain people that have nothing bad to say about anybody. You know, you talk about Owen Hart, and then, you know, this dude's, you know, Briscoe's made mistakes. You know, we've all made one or two mistakes. But everything I've read on Jay Briscoe is how much he loved his family guy, family man. That's awesome.
I'm comfortable in saying that there are 6 of us on this conversation. I'm guessing that each of us, maybe not Devin because he's so young, but I'm guessing that each of us has done and said several things in our youth that would have gotten us canceled because we were too stupid to know the difference. Cheap plug. I do the AEW post-game show for PWInsiderElite.com. And I was talking, the first 15 minutes of our show last night were dedicated to the memory of Jay Briscoe. And I said, God, 50-year-old Anthony wants to take 15-year-old Anthony and slap his stupid ass silly for the jokes he made, the mocking he did, and the words he used. God, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of that kid. But you know what? 50-year-old me learned there's a whole big world out there that So this one hurts. This one to me hurts the level of Owen Hart. Because I saw this guy in his prime. I met this guy, shook his hand, spent 10 minutes with him at an independent show one time. He was good. He was good to me. And he didn't give a shit that I gave him $20 for an autograph. $20. He didn't need that. He spent time with a fan.
Yeah. I will say
everything out there says he was a good father. So in that regard, doesn't matter how good a wrestler he was a good dad.
And having said that,
that's his legacy.
Having said that, we did enjoy his performances. As a Kick Out crew, we covered our very first episode, which we prefer you don't watch. But if you were to go back and listen to it, the reason we were trying, of course, we did our first match, and it was the Briscoes versus FTR because we thought it was that important to us. It was something we enjoyed. We like both of those teams, and appreciate you bringing it up, Adam, because it needed to be said. And we are all big fans, and wish his family all the best.
There's just one thing, I don't know if y'all had a chance to see this, but did you see where Warner Bros. Discovery told AEW that they cannot do a tribute show to him?
Yep, saw that.
That is stupid. That is crazy.
I'm sure there's some old movies on there.
Yeah, it's going to be on their YouTube, but yeah, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't let them do it on air.
They wouldn't do it for Dynamite.
Yeah.
Nah, it was brief. Just a brief dedication. That was it.
Yeah, they did an hour-long show.
By the way, I thought it was real classy that NXT did it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Never been a part of NXT, as far as I know. Correct?
Yeah, he's actually turned down NXT a couple of times.
Yeah, just glad to see that they on the spot recognized him and said a few words.
Yeah.
So
that's first class right there, man.
And that's Triple H. That's
Triple H, Shawn Michaels. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
I didn't mean to bring the level down, guys.
Don't worry, I took care of that at the beginning, Adam. I took care of that right from the start. We got this thing started off that way.
Well, there is a
up and down. That's what we do.
Oh yeah.
But on a side note, have y'all just looked up some of his promos on YouTube?
Oh, God.
Dude is a freaking maniac, but he's so good. He's so good at his promos. I mean, you see the passion. You see everything. He's one of the dudes. If you want to learn how to do promos, watch him and his brother. this man 10 out of 10 promo.
I shared one that Matt Hardy shared on our Kickout Crew Instagram.
Oh, that.
That was just Jay didn't say a single word. Just says weed eating his grass, and then just looks at the screen. It's just it's hysterical. It's
I love how Mark Briscoe's always got like cheese balls or eating cereal straight off the box, or he's just always just there and watching his brother just like, dang, he's on fire, man.
An extremely talented man, an extremely talented tag team wrestler, and he's going to really be deeply missed, especially in the wrestling community.
I'm glad to meet him in Nashville.
I agree.
Amen.
Amen.
There's a famous rap line. If you admire somebody, you should go ahead and tell them people never get the flowers while they can still smell them. So just keep that in mind, you know.
Amen, brother. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the person who said it's kind of gone a little crazy, but it's a good lyric. Well, shit. I guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Spirit of 40. This is episode 40. It is crazy. I am 37 now. That has nothing to do with 40, but you know, I'm approaching that age. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any offspring, and as the show progresses, I will probably be the only one who does not have any offspring. You know, I know Devin's probably gonna, you know, he's getting ready to put a little bun in the oven. We all know that.
Probably on Thursdays.
Yeah, can't wait for him to chime in like, I'm a dad.
Sorry, guys, can't record.
Kid
Start having a baby on Thursday.
That kid's gonna come out with a nitro Pepsi in his hand.
I tell you what,
Sammy
if
Guevara
Erica gets
t-shirt.
pregnant,
Sammy Guevara Nitro Pepsi
With
Dally.
a Sammy Guevara t-shirt on.
if Erica gets pregnant, I will announce her right here on the Kickout Crew first.
Yeah, I'm sure you won't tell any of your parents. Fuck out of here.
Oh no, I meant to the public. My parents got to be first.
Tell
No, well, I would
family,
love
like,
that your parents heard it on
hey,
here.
just send them a TikTok of you announcing it on our
Notice
podcast.
stupid friends on the podcast before us. Can you believe it?
What are you
James.
saying, Anthony?
James, in order to have offspring, you have to somehow convince a woman of mature age, not the 9-year-olds, to bear a child voluntarily with.
Not the 9-year-olds.
James, you're a great guy. I'm looking at you. That's not going to happen.
Believe you me, I live it. You know, I know
God.
a lot of people can get the ladies on the looks or maybe the personality or the game. And luckily, I swing 0 for 3 on all of those. So, you know, and I don't have money, so there's 0 for 4, you know. That's what I'm saying. When it does happen, I feel like I've conquered, like, quite a feat. You know what I mean? Like, when the back's against the wall, perseverance is my, you know, I'm really good at perseverance. I know how to climb the hill. I just don't know how to, like, stay on top. But I definitely know how to climb the hill, you know?
The good news is when you find the right woman, we all know she will definitely be in it for the love.
I'm sorry, James. Did you have something you wanted to say about 40?
That's a very good way to put it. That was awesome. You
What
know,
about-
Anthony, you were my
What?
first choice to be on this show. Brad announced it to me, like, hey, man, I'm thinking about doing a podcast. Like, yeah, we need Anthony. Like, that was my immediate.
And I did not say no.
We need Anthony Pires. Like,
Well, I know
what I'm
because he pointed that out quickly to me.
I'm down.
saying? Right?
Perfect.
Like stories for the blind where there's available single blind women.
What are we doing?
That is true. The spirit of 40. You know, when we started this, it was you know, episode 1 is something else, episode 2 is something else. We don't recommend that, but hey, if you watch them all, you know, you can go back and catch those too if you want to. And Anthony did message me after it and was like, hey man, you gotta reel it in a little bit, like, you know, gotta keep the rudder in the water, as one of my favorite announcers says. By God.
Constructive criticism, and listen, I'm a 38 episode listener, so you guys are doing a great job.
I'm glad that you can lie on camera so easily, and I appreciate that.
Oh, I can lie. I'm a great liar.
Well, but I like the evolution, because here's the thing, like, I'll get into this. The spirit of 40 is like it is just hanging out. Like, yeah, we cover matches, we do have notes and stuff, but it's straight up banter and it's hanging out with the boys, like, and the girls. We've had ladies on there and friends. Shout out. But
and
it's
lady
like,
friends.
it is your show. Like, we want it to be like, you do have the stresses of life, you do have the stresses of work, you have the stresses of maybe relational problems and all that stuff. But this is like your escape where you can just come and just hang out with the homies. You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot the shit, talk some wrestling, banter, play games with God knows what the rules are, half the time. And it's just a time where we could all like release the bullshit of life and just fucking hang out, And that's why we say it's your show, because it is your show. Like, we just do it, I guess, but it's your show. And yeah, we are. It's another way. But
I hope you know how I talk to my friends in real life. So the fact that I'm busting chops and I'm talking shit about you, that's how I talk to my real life human friends.
Well, if you didn't give me shit, I'd feel like you were sick. It didn't feel good, or you're mad at me.
Exactly. This is all natural, baby. There ain't no
I
actors
expect
on
you
this
to
show.
give me shit when we're
Adam, I came on here tonight to give you shit, but my God, the fact that the hair thing, I swear to God, I'm totally straight, but I'm rethinking it right now. Oh my God, he's brushing his hair. Folks, right now on the YouTube, tune into YouTube too. This dude is brushing that beautiful mane of hair. Oh my God, your hair is better than Savage Gentleman.
I don't know.
You hear this, Allison,
I don't know
right?
what's more over, Adam's hair or Finn Balor's abs.
Hey man, Finn Balor's got like a 24 pack.
It's 1A and 1B, brother. I'll take either one.
Like, he's got the abs down the middle, he's got the abs on the side, and then those abs have abs on abs on abs.
Knees to chin.
But yeah, that's I really do love the show. I think the premise of it, and it's not really a premise, it's just legit us just going at it. It's hanging out. That's the spirit of 40 to me. I guess to put it this way is just, it's your show. We have a great time doing it. The shittiest part is doing the research, because in all honesty, it's hanging out with my friends. Like, and this is what it's all about. Like, we can escape life, because we kick out at 2, all that stuff. It just means a lot. Like, it really is the real deal Holyfield. And that is the spirit of 40. And speaking of the real deal Holyfield, I'm pretty sure this segment's going to knock us out and maybe bite our ear off if we don't watch out. But we're kicking it to our guest today, Anthony. So Anthony, my God, can't wait for this.
Pires Pit.
I'm always at a loss for words in moments like this, because I don't like to talk about myself. I don't like to talk about my gorgeous wife, my perfect children, my palatial estate, my money in the bank, my brand new cars in the driveway. I don't like to talk about that. So I want to talk about you guys and how amazing you are. Devin Dowling, your beard game is amazing. I cannot get over it. It looks like a chia. It looks like one of those chia pets you see at Christmas time. It's absolutely fantastic. Brad Stanton, your hair is almost as good. Your hair is almost as sexy as Adam's, which means you have none, so you're not sexy. James Elkerai, I love you to absolute death. You're the only man that makes me feel better about my physique. And Mike Whitaker. Mike Whitaker, it's honest to God, every time I see you, I feel like putting you on my knee and asking you what you want for Christmas, because you are whatever vertical challenges you have in your lifetime, you make up for in heart, in spirit, and kindness, and just overall camaraderie. Even though you told me, you had to go ahead and tell me that I was considered for the job, but no, we decided against it. You had to. I've had this in my back pocket for 6 months, my friend. 6 months I've had this in my back pocket to tell this particular story. And I do love telling the story, gentlemen and ladies. That'd be you, Devin. But guys, you are to be commended. This is just a fun night. I'm enjoying the absolute hell out of this. You're all wonderful guys. But however, unlike Jimmy Sorensen, you have never bought me a championship belt, which is fine. I'm not mad about that, nor am I mad that you had Frank Bruno on 3 times as a guest before you had me on. I'm not hurt about that at all either. You've had Zoe Lopez, who look, Zoll, we love you, but anybody who goes to Rebels happy hours got to know at this point that dude is starting to scare me. Love you to death, Zoll. Love you to absolute death. But he's approaching Marty territory.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah.
I love Rebel to death, but I'm not going on Amazon to buy her presents and stuff. The fact that people actually know where she lives is frightening. I'm having Rebecca Schaefer flashbacks, and God Almighty, I loved my sister Sam. It broke my heart when she was murdered in her front porch. And God, I'm just afraid that someday I'm going to turn on the Today Show and they're going to say, like, professional wrestler Rebel killed outside of her own home, and I'm going to have to call the friggin' FBI. I'm going to be a hero. So, was that good enough for you guys? Was that?
Yeah, that'll do.
By the way, Zoll, Marty, I love you to death. Like I said, if I wasn't busting your ass, I wouldn't like you to death, and I like you guys. I love all the top guys except for Eddie Prather, which, by the way, thank you for not having him on before me.
Who?
Well, I don't think you've ever got to worry about that.
Anthony,
He was on at one time.
I was like, you were going to be my first choice. Like, before Brad ever approached me, I kind of wanted to approach you with doing a podcast.
But you didn't.
Gonna go back to freaking the womb here.
I actually did ask you to do a podcast with me, Anthony.
Well, that was Top Guy Theater after you guys had thrown it into the ground and it was canceled.
I'm talking about just me and you.
You did not ask me to do a podcast, just me and you.
How did you guys fucking do this
It
on your
was
own time?
during
We're
Top Guy
pitching this
Theater,
on
I
there.
asked you.
Stay tuned.
Soon.
Right.
Kick Out Crew spinoff.
Another running storyline on the Kickout Crew.
I love nothing more than talking to you guys except every other thing I like in my lifetime. Believe me, I'd have been up for doing something with you guys.
So, by the way, shout out to
when I was on my camping trip, when I took my daughter to the campsite.
Jeez, oh man.
And we had you on. It was me, you, and Amy.
That is correct. Yes, you and Amy. That's right.
Yeah, that's when I talked to you about it.
Yeah, Amy got a better offer, apparently, right?
Shout out to Amy. I think her and the Palm Water Dave show are great. However, her trivia questions was way too easy.
Depends on the week. They were really hard that first week, and then they got easier.
You
But,
said
shout out to Zoll. He challenged me on my Apple Watch for a fitness competition last week. Freaking got this huge ass lead the first day, and I said, Zoll, you got slow and steady wins the race. I ended up winning by 800 points.
Because I had to watch on the wrist
he
and
passed out for 3 days. I don't know. Like, I'm just like, Zoll, what are you doing? I had 27,000 steps my first day. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna be tired.
Wait, can you get steps by vigorously shaking your wrist up and down? That's all I'm saying.
He's off to a big lead again this week. Well, we'll see how that goes.
a little story time. Since we're still in Pires' pit, a little story about my life.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
It's your show,
Story
Anthony. Go
time
ahead.
with Anthony Pires, baby.
I'm the youngest of three children. My sister, when I was in first grade, my sisters would have been in like fifth, sixth. And the middle child was learning big words. She's now a very successful attorney, far more successful than I ever will be, but that's okay. No problem then, bitch. She learned big words. And one of the words she learned was pathetic. So throughout my kindergarten life, my sister, every time I would say something, my sister would look at me and say, "Oh, you're so pathetic." So cut to first grade. I'm 6 years old. It's September 1978, 77. I forget the exact year. And our first grade teacher has us write things down so she can remember us. Like, hey, write down your name, write down your address, write down your telephone number. Hell, nowadays that I would be concerned that woman was out to like molest me. But back then you didn't think about those sort of things. But the last question she had is, what is your nickname and why? And I wrote down, I was very proud because I could write in full sentences at this point. I know Whitaker, full sentences is what people my age can do at a regular basis. I know you're not quite capable of that. I know Brad is almost at that.
Getting there. I'm getting there.
You're getting there. So I wrote down for your nickname and why. And I was so proud. I wrote, my nickname is Pathetic because that is what my sister calls me all the time. So as I'm walking out for my first day of first grade, my teacher gives me an envelope. Give this to your mother immediately. Because my mother and my first grade teacher, turns out, went to like grade school together. And I give it to my mother. I'm like, oh, Mrs. Byrne, Mrs. whatever her name was. told me to give this to you. My mother opens the thing, dramatic pause, and she's like, Stacy! I've never seen my sister get yelled at so badly in her life because her brother goes around thinking his name is pathetic because of it.
That's fantastic.
That is great. That is awesome.
All right.
I like the part about full sentences. Got me.
Adam is enjoying that pizza. Jesus. He's like making
loving that pizza.
Just lives his
Oh,
life.
it's almost like it's a bagel or something. Boom. There's a shout out right there.
He's eating that like he was drinking Dunkin' Donuts when we were in Atlanta.
Shout out to Adam for staying sober, but yet probably giving himself a heart attack with all the coffee he drank.
well, yeah, sober, but he's also tweaking at the same time on meth. But that's
boy, there's a lot. You know, that's for another episode. Let's just say
definitely for another episode.
There was a lot of traveling on that trip.
I can't tell you anything, Anthony. Damn.
What's that?
I can't tell you anything. You're supposed to keep that a secret.
Okay,
hey,
I'm sorry.
And that was Pires Bit. Thank you,
awesome.
Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony.
Everybody.
Thank you for that. Thank you for doing that. That was great.
Which leads me, my God, can you see it? To our second match. Let me turn to the line and check it out. It is Christian versus Randy Orton for the World Heavyweight Championship from Over the Limit 2011. It took place on May 22nd, 2011. And the Key Arena in Seattle, Washington, the Northwest. It had an attendance of 7,500. That is 7,500 in a WWE pay-per-view. 7,500.
Wow.
Yeah, I went to more shit during COVID.
How many 7,000? How much?
7,500. Even.
Not one over, not one under. Broke even. Strange. It had a buy rate of 140,000. Terrible. And the match length of 16:49, so almost 17 minutes. And my God, your boy, Dave Meltzer, everybody's favorite, 4 1/4. You know, so he rated it pretty good. But hey, that's enough about me giving that little intro. Devin, how did we get there?
This rivalry all started back at Extreme Rules when Christian Cage would win the World Heavyweight Championship in a ladder match when his brother-in-arms Edge would return and help him capture that title over Alberto Del Rio. 5 days later on SmackDown, Teddy Long would announce that he's got to go one-on-one with Randy Orton, playa. That night, Randy Orton would actually hit an RKO out of nowhere and capture the World Heavyweight Championship. So that would cut Christian's first ever title reign short to only 5 days.
Whack.
Ultimately, Christian wanted his revenge, and he announced on the very next SmackDown that he wants his rematch for his title at the Over the Limit pay-per-view. The two of them would, take shots at each other on the mic verbally throughout the next couple weeks. And on the SmackDown before the pay-per-view, Christian would actually go one-on-one with Sheamus and defeat him by roll-up. Mark Henry would come down immediately after, and Mark Henry and Sheamus would kind of put the boots to Christian, beat him down. Randy Orton surprisingly would come down, make the save, and just kind of stare at Christian and leave after he kind of saved him from getting his butt kicked.
But
that would that'd be the lead up right before this this title championship match at Over the Limit.
Hey, Devin, I just reviewed your notes. It's all in here, buddy. It's all in here, my friend. Great minds think alike, all right? Great minds think alike. Good job. Thanks. Christian coming out to, but I'm going to go right back to you, Devin. Christian came out to a so-so reaction. Did they play this I don't belong angle well, do you think?
What do you mean by I don't belong?
Well, I mean, was he good enough to be in the championship? Was he good enough to be a champion, or was he a B+ player?
Christian was always shown as the kind of like the Marty Jannetty to Edge. Like, he was always the second guy in that tag team, at least in my opinion. So when Christian finally won this championship and it being cut short to only 5 days, it kind of showed what the WWE thought of him.
Let's put a blue dot over his face. God.
Quick question.
Adam, what do you got?
If there was never an Edge in the WWE,
Fuck me.
do you think Christian would have either met his hype? Do you think he would have done better or worse if Edge never would have been around?
Worse.
You think he wouldn't have been as known without Edge?
If there is no Edge, then Christian.
I think he would have been a solid mid-carder because, I mean, let's be real here. He won the belt, twice? So you can't really say, oh, it would have been a lot better without Edge because
he didn't win it until after he come back from Impact TNA.
But I would say that he would have peaked not as high without Edge, but he would have had a solidly decent, he's out there a bunch type of career. I'm not saying he would have been pushed to the moon or anything, but he's one of those guys that are good hands. He would have been labeled as a good hand. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Beware. Coco, beware. Good hand.
Guys are killing me. Freaking, you reading my notes right off the damn page, right? That's all right.
Well, I'm just glad you have your notes this week.
Hey, thank you. I knew someone was going to do it.
We came through. Thank God there were girls talking for hours, and I watched the whole pay-per-view after 12 people were introduced.
You're welcome.
James, what do you think of this over the limit set?
I mean, it's cool to do a themed set because I kind of like when everything looks the same. You know, it's kind of it loses its attraction. Like you wait for the manias and shit like that. If everything's just on a video board, you know what I mean? But I like the different sets. Granted, they were doing this when they weren't, 7,000 people were here. So probably a financial burden. But I like it makes it feel like something. And the graphics are over the limit. So it's like speedometers and odometers and all that shit. Or not, actually none of those. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I thought it was cool. To shut up a little bit. I thought it was cool.
Devin, shout out, but this is going to Anthony. Anthony, who's the heel and who's the face here?
Okay, this was a babyface match, but clearly by the end of this, we know where they're going with Christian. Ready for this, guys? I think what you're watching right now, this match is the greatest Christian match ever.
Bold statement.
Wow.
And it's not a bold statement because I'm going to say it. I just don't see what everybody else sees in Christian. He is the Marty Jannetty he is Marty Jannetty without drug problems. Very talented guy. Everybody who works with him says how much they love him. Right. For whatever reason, I just never saw this guy as a world champion. Hey, 2 years ago, we're in Chicago for All Out. Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage is your main event. Who honestly felt like going home after the CM Punk Darby Allin match?
Right.
I'm sure he's a fine guy. I'm sure he's a friend of small children and furry animals. But I never saw Christian Cage as a main attraction guy. With Edge, he's a B+ player. Without Edge, he's a C- guy.
Wow. That's something.
Why do you think that is? What is it that he's missing?
I might as well throw these away.
I wish
Christian's known to he's a good mind. He can make a match, he can break down a match. You know, he can come up with scenarios. He'd be better off at writing TV and writing matches. You know, creative rather than being in the ring.
As a single star, I never believed I'll tell you, here's the problem. He never made me believe in him the way.
Right. So let's go another step here. Did he elevate Jungle Boy?
What's that?
Did he elevate Jungle Boy?
No, I think Luchasaurus did.
I agree.
I think Luchasaurus is the one that elevated Jungle Boy, not Christian. And by the way,
but he got injured, man, before their big blow off match. So they kind of had to just.
I'm just saying, I don't know how bad he needed Christian. I really don't. I think he was over already.
I think they could have done a way better job with that. But by the time they got to the blow off match, Christian's injured, so they kind of just pussyfoot around and have Well,
47
Lucha
years
like
old,
powerbomb him off the
50
stage
years
and all that
old.
bullshit.
He needed Jungle Boy needed a monster, and Luchasaurus was that monster. Christian was just a decent promo guy speaking for the dinosaur that can't talk.
Gotcha. Mike, do you recognize the referee? So I'm gonna give you a hint. It's Scott Armstrong.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite
I was
Scott?
trying to think.
What's your favorite Scott Armstrong moment?
Nothing.
Oh, what was it? No, there was
Shout out
that
to
one
of
good
our
one.
listeners. Armstrong sucked.
He refereed Randy Orton versus Christian. That was my favorite one.
What
He
about
had really good matches with his dad, Bob.
And what about the fast count against Daniel Bryan? Go ahead, James.
I want to say, because I want to mention this, and I'll just do it right now since we're talking about him. And I want Adam's opinion on this too. The way he counts, like refs kind of do an overhand slap type thing, and he counts like he's throwing that that punch thing because he cocks back one, cock back two, and it kind of looks like when Goldust and them throw that little like throat punch like type thing, That's kind of how he counts, and it seems like it's slow every time to me. It seems like it's a real slow count. And in my head, I was like, damn, if Nick Patrick would have counted like that, Of course, the wrestling history could be a lot different. But it always seemed like it was like a delay. Like he would cock back one, cock back two. But it seemed like he was, because he's a worker, obviously, So it was like he was like throwing the punch thing instead of like being a ref and like doing this type of, the up to down motion.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice.
He wasn't a trained referee anyway. I think he got the referee gig because of his dad and the lineage.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, 100%.
As a favor.
Devin, is this your favorite time? Is this your favorite time in wrestling?
No. The first match that we covered was Attitude Era.
But you were only 3 years old. How can that be your favorite time?
I had all on VHSs, man.
It doesn't
That's
matter.
what I watched
You weren't
forever.
live.
Yeah.
Walk out of here.
At this era, I was 13. I was in middle school. I was kind of getting into girls and my sports and stuff. I wasn't watching religiously.
One girl.
America, right?
Don't say plural. You got it.
Well, she was 3 years later.
I gotcha.
Anthony's about to pop. I want to know what he's gonna say.
Oh yeah.
First and foremost, Devin, you're telling me that in 2011, when I was like about to hit 40, you were 13 years old.
We deal with this every week.
I hate you more and more. But I'm going to answer that question you had about Scott Armstrong and would he have been a referee if not for his daddy? You think Vince McMahon really gave two shits about Bullet Bob Armstrong? No. I think Scott Armstrong, he was a good referee, decent, did his job. When it was time to get fired, he got fired. I don't think his lineage had bleep all to do with how far he made it in WWE.
I can't argue that.
Rat's ass about Bob Armstrong.
By the way, we don't call it lineage here. We call it lineage. So just so you know where we're
shout out to Mike.
Shout out Mike.
Go to the archives.
Friend of the show.
Do you think maybe they were in a referee crisis and they just said, "Hey, he knows what he's doing. Let's move him"?
I think it was one of those you're fired, or like, hey, we're not going to book you as a wrestler, but if you want to referee until your contract's up, like do it, or some shit like that.
It's a pretty big matches though.
No problem. Armstrong was a serviceable referee.
Yeah.
I'm sure he cost next to nothing on their bottom line. I'm sure he could do his duties fine, but when his time was up, his time was up. I respect the guy's family, but as far as like, oh my God, can you believe he got fired? No.
Could have just been a favorite of the road dog.
Maybe they just had referees that didn't show up one night and they just said, "Hey, we need a referee, guys. Can anybody do it?" "Oh, you can?" "Okay." He did decent. And they just kept him there.
Speaking of referees, rest in peace, Timmy White. I still miss you to this day.
Mike, I'm sorry, James, before we get started with the match, there's a question I need to ask you. Who are the announcers?
Oh, well, glad you asked. Commentary was Booker T. Ice. And can you dig that? And
Shucky Ducky, quack, quack.
Josh Matthews.
Josh Matthews, huh? Fantastic. So, Mike, I'm gonna
there were like 7 announcers on this pay-per-view, by the way.
How about somebody else that outkicked their coverage?
Yeah, no doubt.
And I do have a sweet Booker T quote when we get to it.
Perfect.
Madison effing Rain, Jesus Christ.
I love Madison Rain mostly because she blew me off at a signing.
That a boy. How much did that cost?
Exactly. Mike,
I've never heard a VIP like that, bro. How much is that?
I should have went to that meet and greet.
I mean, relating to what Pires said about me earlier, I probably have to pay for this type of stuff now. So how much does that cost?
Plenty. Mike,
Tennille, I only got a picture with Tennille. How did you pull that off?
Yeah, is that one of those fan time menus where you can just put,
I knew I should have asked. Damn it, you don't know till you ask. I should have asked. Damn it.
Mike, were you disappointed when Christian was Tony Khan's big surprise in the pay-per-view?
Oh,
yeah.
I know what you think, Pires. That was your question until you gave me an answer an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about Revolution?
Yeah. Mike?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, because I'm never a big fan of Christian like that. So his biggest thing was Edge and Christian, just like Anthony said.
It was rumored to be John Cena and Brock Lesnar, and out walks Christian. I was there live in the crowd. You get you can hear the gasp of air.
Christian can be very valuable behind the scenes, I believe.
Mind you, this is the Sting.
Yeah, behind the scenes, not
in the
not from the camera.
That whole pay-per-view was just a complete shit show.
All right, Adam, well, let's keep it going. What makes these two so special in the ring?
Because Randy Orton is a third-generation competitor, and it's just Randy Orton. And plus, I think this feud is kind of underrated because they feuded like the whole 2011, and their match, their big match, like it was. I think the SummerSlam match is the one everybody knows of, but I think this match was a better match.
Well, let me ask you this: was this a kind of match that steals the show?
Yep.
Oh yeah, 100%. Of
course, it's 100%. 100% new shirt.
Far and away.
Oh yeah, it stole the show of 7,000 people.
Once Christian turned heel and we got that snarky Christian, it was just another babyface versus heel world title program where you knew Orton was head and shoulders a bigger star.
So, all right. We're going for a lot of quick pins here. Christian with a drop kick off the top rope. Christian tosses Orton out of the ring and drop kicks through the ropes. Devin, does Orton look any different here to you than he does today?
No, honestly, he's brought the beard back. Well, today he's out, but like 6 months ago when he was here,
pretty jacked back then, though.
Well, yeah, but Randy Orton's in great shape.
Yeah, like a little bit less hair, like haircut on top.
I think he had more muscle tone back then. I think he was like a bigger guy back then. But Randy Orton's just better shape now. He just took care of himself better. But back then, he was jacked, dude.
I think at either age, Randy Orton's always looked like a superstar, whether he's 24 or whether he's 44.
Dave, what do you think? Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Derivation of why he's going for so many 2 counts. Okay, leading up to this match, the entire story of this particular match was that Christian was the world champion. He had to take the match with Orton on 2 to 5 days notice, depending on when they filmed the match or when it actually aired. And he didn't guarantee, but he said that, look, you give me full preparation, I can beat this guy. The reason they're going for such quick pins is because Christian is desperate, not to be champion, but to prove he can beat Orton. And I thought that was what made this match so great. He was desperate, and he played the desperate role so well.
Good storytelling.
Yeah, right.
He needed it.
Even he felt like it was a fluke that he won the match before. So he had to prove to himself and everybody else watching that he could do it.
James, what do you think of these black and I guess grapefruit and yellow tights here by Christian?
What?
What do you think of his tights? What do you think of Christian's tights? Come on, man. You know you check out this stuff.
Yeah. Oh, is this going to turn into a Shawn Michaels talk?
Oh, that went on for 25 minutes. Let's hope not.
Hey, Joe, before I answer the tights question, I think when you talk about the length of time and preparation and everything that we just talked about with Christian, like, 100% prepared Christian could beat, Orton or whatever, blah, blah, blah. That was kind of the story they were throwing out there. Well, brings me to a great quote by Booker T during this match, which, bear with me, because it sounded like there's a lot of knows here. And as listeners of our show know, that is my, crutch, whatever. But I'll just turn to the side and read this, and I hope Tyler just like photoshops fucking Booker T in right here.
Tyler's been slacking lately,
He's
man.
a piece of shit, man. Welcome, yeah. Christmas is over, asshole. Like, where are you coming back?
I know his services are free, but I feel like I'm getting cheated on his services.
Yeah, for real. How can free services fuck you like this? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, before we go on, can I say something real quick?
You just did.
But may I say something? Oh. Adam. Go Pats!
Twice. You know, yeah. But yeah, this is the quote. You know, Christian's the type, you know, like you're taking a long drive, you know, you're going out of town, you know, you push it up, you put it on cruise control. That's what Christian's about in the early half. And then, you know, he's like a funny car. When you want to hit the nitrous oxide, but later on, you know, in the same, you know what I'm saying? Christian, like I say, sometimes want to cruise, but when it's time for him to get the job done, he gonna hit the button, dog.
Ducky, ducky, quack, quack.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to get that one in there. Took me a long pause and plays to get that quote in there. You know, he's gonna hit the button, dog.
How do y'all feel about him at commentary? Do y'all think he's a pretty good commentator?
Yeah, he's good.
I liked it.
I like him
when he would try too hard like that and just stammer around just a bit much, but I like, you know, Booker T brings the intensity.
Anthony?
I'd love to see him and Mauro Ranallo on NXT. I think they'd be a great combination.
There you go. So about those tights, James.
Huh? Well, hey, football season's over. Where's Pat McAfee? That being said, yeah, the tights, good shit, man. It's just good. I like the green and the black, just good stuff. It just went together. You know, I am like kind of a creative, like artsy person. I make good drawings and stuff. And it just fucking just got me. Just like that, Brad. Great question.
Mike, the RKO, is that the best finisher that there is that can kind of come out of nowhere since the stunner? And if not, what is?
No, I think it's one of the best. I love the RKO because, I mean, well, you got the diamond cutter too.
Right, there you go. Good. There you go. That's what I'm looking for, Mike. Different answers. Duplex by Orton to Christian off the rope, top rope. Devin, was this perfect to you or what?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
100%.
It's beautiful. Perfect form.
So we got Randy Chance. James, are you a fan of the Viper persona?
I do like it. I think okay, no, I'm not going to say that. He's a great wrestler. I like him better as a heel, I'll put it that way. Yes. Because he is in that RKO out of nowhere, you know, it's protected. Like, that's probably one of the most protected finishers of all time. And, yeah, I like that. He's a snake. You know, he slithers around. You can't really trust him. Bam, and then he bites. Because snakes coil up and then attack.
I seriously have a thunderstorm going on here right now. January
Killer was awesome.
Oh, wait, I got another one. Sweet Chin Music comes out anywhere.
I don't see any thunderstorms in the forecast through January 28th.
Yeah. Tell that bitch to shut up.
Shout out Siri.
Right? Hey, when this airs, that's still going to be legit.
That was funny as hell. That is funny as hell. So guess what? Remember what you guys talked about at the beginning of the show? I'm going to go ahead and kick it to you, Anthony, and you can say the exact same fucking thing. Was Christian elevated by Edge or held back by him at the same time?
I'll repeat it for those that didn't hear the first 3 times I said it. Without Edge, Christian is C-. He's Coco Beware. And that's no disrespect. I know it sounds like I'm dissing the guy, but the mere fact of it, not everybody can be A+. Not everybody can be in the main event. Guys, I think we were all there at All Out 2021. It just felt weird with Christian Cage challenging Kenny Omega in the main event. It just felt less than. And I'm sure he's a fine guy. I like him. I'm sure he's a good guy. I'm sure his wife is pretty and his kids love him. But as far as being a draw, a top guy.
He got divorced, remember? He got divorced.
Well, whatever.
Don't we all?
Bring with Edge against the Hardys of the Phillies, he's not the reason you go see the show. And I apologize to Christian fans out there. Anthony Pires at Verizon.net if you want to send your hate emails.
You have a point. Do you have Christian doing Edge's finisher? Or do you have Edge doing Christian's finisher?
Right.
Oh,
Well,
Christian needs to do Edge's stuff for credibility. Again, no hate for the guy. He just isn't. He's not for me.
He did the spear in this match.
Randy Orton blocks Christian off the top rope into a reverse cover. Adam, what would you call that?
A reverse cover.
Flying headbutt off the top. Booker T saying, not sure where it hit. Mike, do you like when Booker T legitimizes something if it didn't hit and makes let's say covers for the competitors almost, so that they're not selling something that isn't there?
So like you're talking about like when he says like, oh, he hit him with this, but I don't think he got
it.
all of it. Yeah. Because I mean, especially if you can see it clearly on TV, like.
Well, the last match we talk about a cover up type thing with JR. He just does.
They all covered up.
And then this one kind of sounds like. You know?
I really appreciate. And you know who does a good job of that right now? I think it's Corey Graves.
Yes.
So, Devin, do you consider Orton an all-time great? If not, can he be?
Randy Orton is, he's one of the greatest wrestlers of my generation. Of my lifetime, it's him and John Cena.
Generation.
Yeah. Randy Orton he's up there. He's
think of how long he's been doing it too. I mean, he's reaching that like
he's 40 plus.
Well, I'm just saying, like he debuted in what, like 01? Like he's been granted he's out now, but I mean he's reaching that like pinnacle WWE status of like, of course Taker's up there, pinnacle WWE guy, wrestled forever, you know, good and bad and indifferent. Like he put on matches. Orton's kind of putting himself up there as one of like WWE's like pillars.
He's that grizzled.
I'm not saying greatest of all time. I'm saying like WWE wise, like he's been a WWE dude for a long time, and he's had banger after banger. He's made guys. He's lost. He's won. I mean, like he's one of those main.
I don't think he's on anybody's Mount Rushmore though, except for maybe Ric Flair's.
But who knows? We might see Randy Orton come back this weekend at the Royal Rumble.
That'd be so sick. I hear voices in my head.
He's a 3-time winner.
That's my ringtone.
It was my ringtone.
Good song. Good, interesting.
Again with the
Shout out to
ringtone,
the archives.
Hey, James, what disinterested you about the WWE wrestling during this time?
What was that? Sorry. I was saying hi to you.
You weren't watching now, right? You weren't watching at 11?
No, I was not.
Why not? What disinterested you?
Well,
why didn't you have any interest?
I'm not gonna lie, man. That Stone Cold heel turn kind of hurt me, you know, on a personal level. And I know that was like way earlier. But then, like, you know, as I went to like college and as I was involved in all of this stuff, like I just wasn't, because there was no Stone Cold. Like nothing gravitated to me. I'm not a Cena dude. Like I'm not gonna watch so Cena can be, you know, talking to kids and stuff like that. Like that's not my. That's not gonna draw me in. It's like, at this time, what late 20s. Like, that's not going to draw me in when I'm worried about getting like, hey, what bar are we going to do tonight? You know, shit like that.
So there's a weird ass submission by Orton here. It's like a reverse submission. Mike, you had something you wanted to touch on this. What was it?
I thought that move was awesome.
What?
I can see.
Shit.
See, I thought it was awesome. I can see somebody kind of using this, and maybe like as they have their legs up here, go down to like a little camel clutch thing, like grab up on their neck.
Oh, see, yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah.
I think that would be awesome.
So, Adam, let me ask you.
Somebody steals that move. It came from me.
What's it called? Because, you know, it's kind of like a reverse Boston Crab. So, as an in-ring performer, what's that move called?
Brian Danielson actually does it. It's kind of like a gliding rocking chair type deal.
I was kind of asking where it's been because I don't remember seeing it.
I've seen it once or twice. I've seen Brian Danielson do it.
Billy Goat's curse.
I loved it. I thought it needs to be more active because
he'll put their feet under his arms, and reach down and grab their arms back here, and one guy he'll stand up and rock him back and forth, and actually rock his head into the turnbuckle.
I was about to say that Emi Sakura from AEW Dark, she does that move.
There it is. There it is.
Okay.
This fucking guy.
I don't watch Dark, so
no,
I
but
didn't know that. But that's good.
But that's good. All the time.
I know.
It's like, what the hell? All right, good job, Devin. Love you. Missed you, pal.
Welcome back.
So we had a fake out.
Glad to be back.
We had a fake out by Christian, then off the top in a pin. Anthony, that was a close count. Can the Armstrongs ever get it right?
No. Other than Brad, No Armstrong can get it right. And with respect to Road Dogg, he's starting to really piss me off.
Oh, we didn't know.
You guys ever heard of
that bought me.
Second. Have you guys ever heard of the Mandela effect?
I sure have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
God, yeah.
Fruit Loops, motherfucker.
Sinbad was in a movie because I fucking saw it.
I got a wrestling one. I'm going to go around the room here. How long did Cowboy Bob Orton have a cast on his arm?
2.5 years.
47 years.
Never.
At
Devin
least when he
came
came
back
back, he had it at WrestleMania 1, and then he had it when he came back and teamed with Randy Orton against The Undertaker. So at least 30 years.
Are you Devin Dowling or Brian Haremza?
I'm trying.
10 months. We think of Cowboy Bob Orton with that vicious cast.
Yeah, right.
It was 10 months.
So was it the hottest 10 months of his career, and that's why we remember it so much?
He allegedly broke the arm in February 1985. By January of 1986, they made him take the cast off. I always laugh.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because he became boxing Bob Orton. And I always laugh when people are like, oh my God, he had the thing on for like 5-6 years. It was only 10 months. And people swear to God he was in that cast for 10 years.
Yep.
WrestleMania 1, man.
We love WrestleMania 1. So I want to play a little game here of that real quick. I want you to finish the lyrics to this. You put the lime in the coconut.
Shake them all up.
Is that what it is?
Nope.
I don't know.
No, I don't know it, but I don't know.
Harry Nilsson, isn't it?
So that is a perfect example of the Mandela effect to me. You put the lime in the coconut.
Oh, and then you put them both together, make the lime in the coconut.
And shake it all around.
You put the lime in the coconut. You drank them both up. You put the lime in the coconut. We got it wrong. Everybody's got it wrong.
Hey, but it's Harry Nilsson, isn't it?
What I'm saying is this. Freaking
What an asshole.
Mandela, I don't know. Mandela.
Devin's doing the hokey pokey. Put your left arm in, you put your left arm out. That's the hokey pokey, damn it.
But I didn't go off as good as I wanted to. I couldn't get my phone to work. Freaking Siri's talking.
Devin's at the skating rink doing the hokey pokey.
Brad, you failed. Brad,
you know what? If you don't, you got to try things. Sometimes they fail, sometimes they don't.
Hold on to your hair. You failed.
Randy Orton has a great scoop slam. You know, like when Christian's chanting spear to himself because the crowd definitely is not.
Whoa.
Well, goddamn, we're talking about the fucking lime and the coconut. Like, what are we doing here?
Listen, we could be all wrestling all the time. So anyway, sorry guys. Christian, Vintage Orton. What did he do? He did the DDT from the middle rope. Devin, why is it necessary for a guy like Randy Orton to play the hits when he's got such a big arsenal of moves?
Because, like we kind of just said, though, Randy Orton's that 3-generational superstar. He's that legend of this era. When you see Randy Orton, you want to see him hit the DDT. You want to see him pound his arms off the mat. You want to see him get in the corner and get ready for a punt. You want to see him do everything like that. It's like Ric Flair getting thrown off the top. Or the
want to see his wife when she's watching Randy.
I love that Ric Flair's one of Ric Flair's moves is getting thrown. I just love it.
Anthony, you got something?
Yeah, I was going to answer your question, Brad, about why does with Orton with his arsenal to only do that. You ever see Hulk Hogan in Japan versus Hulk Hogan during the 80s?
Yeah.
Completely different man.
Yeah.
Because the American audience wanted to see the hits. Hogan knew that when he should go to a house show or science main event, he had to do 7 minutes, go out there like a house of fire, sell, Hulk up, boot, leg drop, boom.
Boot, leg drop, thermos. You know what it is.
I'm sorry, guys, but the same thing in 2011 with John Cena.
Don't forget about the 3 punches.
Yep.
John Cena
and he shakes his hand.
I completely agree with you, Brad. John Cena is the modern day Hulk Hogan.
There it is.
You
heard it here, Pires.
He's hulking up.
The Viper, Randy, doing his Viper build. Adam, is this similar to tuning up the band by Michaels?
Oh, doing the punches and everything. Yeah, that's Vintage Orton.
Vintage Orton, my favorite.
Vintage Orton.
Who's the first person to say Vintage Orton? Do you know?
Orton.
Why Michael Cole?
Michael Cole. Correct. Christian blocks the RKO and throws Orton down. Christian says spear about what, James, about 75, 76 times?
Yeah, to himself. The crowd does not even chant it.
Yep.
Taking a while, Orton power slam. Adam, how fluid is Orton?
The thing with Orton is he's so damn good. He makes it look so easy. And anybody you hear talk about Orton is how smooth he is in the ring.
Now, Mike, let's go a step further.
It comes natural to this dude. I mean, I've been in the ring and I wish I could have anything look that damn smooth.
But let's take it a step further. You know how methodical Orton is, Mike? Why does nobody ever get bored with him?
Because he's a great wrestler. I don't know, but I don't know. He's just amazing at it. So you love watching him.
My wife likes him for sure.
I like his wife.
You got something, Anthony?
Orton makes my wife Randy, and B, in 2009, yes, there was a period during the John Cena feud, especially when I was bored to shit with the guy.
Were you bored with him, or were you bored with him and Cena?
I was at a bar. True story. So all my stories are true. I was in a blast area watching the Iron Man match they did, and they had a 60-minute.
Sounds like a porn blast area.
And I
look back.
And I literally turned away and read a Harlequin romance novel during their Iron Man match because I was so tired of the match. But boy, I learned some great sexual techniques that night.
Neither one of them guys should be in a 60-minute, 30-minute Iron Man match, whatever, because they don't have to, for one. Neither one of them should have been in that position.
I don't ever think there should be a 60-minute anything.
Adam, do me a favor. I'm going to call it right. Today is January 19th, 2023.
It's actually 2026, but you know.
Okay, I'm in 6 months. I'm 5 months. If you do not get a haircut, $50 to the charity of your choice. If you let me run my fingers through that beautiful head of hair.
Oh, that's no doubt. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm straight, but I'm sorry, guys.
Turned into a fucking snuff episode all of a sudden.
Look, just if Frank attacks you, just don't get mad.
So Orton holds up on finishing Christian with what I can only imagine was the punt, but then a spear by Christian. Why does Orton do this, Devin?
Orton, he's not sure if he wants to be that bad guy. Kind of like we've seen on the SmackDown before. When he came out, he could have helped Sheamus and Mark Henry beat down Christian and get an advantage in this match. Instead, he chased them away because he's contemplating his decisions right now.
Is this a double turn?
The mutual respect thing.
Finally,
doesn't he still kind of does that stuff like, well, not now, but now, like when he was with when he was feuding with Edge the last time. You know, like he was in him with a chair, and then he stopped and had to think about it, and sometimes he does it, sometimes he don't.
It's those voices in his head. They're talking to him, and he's understanding.
Great idea. Great idea.
They're blocking each other back and forth with finishers. Finally, Randy Orton does hit the RKO on Christian and gets the win. James, did this match elevate Christian or hurt him?
Neither, I think, honestly. I think it was just Randy Orton defended his title and got a dub. I think that's kind of how it is.
I don't think it wasn't this one match either. I mean, I think the whole feud elevated him.
I will say with this double turn thing I said, and y'all shook your head, like Randy Orton didn't punt him in the head, which Randy Orton could have if he was a heel. And then when they go for the handshake post-match, Christian blows him off. So would that not be him being a heel? So
well, they
Randy
shook
Orton
hands, right? They shook hands.
Well, after he came back in the ring.
Because I was going to say, Adam, do you like this?
Christian took him away. So I'm just saying, Randy Orton could have been a heel, kicked him in the head, didn't. Christian could have been a face, shook the hand, didn't. I mean, it's not the Stone Cold Bret Hart double turn, but I think they were trying some bullshit.
Does anybody hate the handshake worse than me?
I think it's stupid. He got up. He got up from the RKO and then did the handshake. Like
I hate it.
That's what I was saying. Like he should have sold the RKO, go to the locker room, and then Orton get his moment in the ring.
I think there's a time and a place for it.
Ring of Honor.
Well, if you win with the RKO, I don't think you wait around and then the guy gets up in 10 seconds and shakes your hand.
Right. It's supposed to
that shouldn't happen. No.
If that was in a Royal Rumble, he'd be out for 20 minutes.
Like the next night on Raw, they can come out and shake each other's hands. But like,
I'm not interested.
Take the RKO, get up in 20 seconds, and then just like have that stare off.
You know,
I think face versus face just doesn't work too often.
I think if there's an instance like a passing the torch kind of instance, like with Rock and Hogan, I can see a handshake be all right, but here it shouldn't have been there.
You know, the worst moment like that was when Cena shook Daniel Bryan's hand, and then our boy Randy Orton here, RKO,
ring the bell, Triple H, boy.
After the shake
ring the bell, pointing at
the middle of the ring with the freaking running knee that was first introduced. Anyway, I can go on that for hours.
I kind of want to touch on that real quick.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, it just reminds me of, like James said, if they would have done it later on Raw, that reminds me of back in the day when Edge and Christian had their ladder match with the Hardys, and they came out the next night on Raw and kind of all shook each other's hand there, where that allowed the people to like accept them all then.
Yeah, I get that.
And that was also because, I mean, my God, that match generated so much that of course they had to address it, you know.
Well, that had one of our guys in this match, Christian, in it. So it kind of ticked off my brain.
I got you one. If there is an instance of a handshake, do you think it should be the person that lost offer the handshake to the guy that won, or the guy who won?
It never is. It's always the guy that wins that puts his hand out first.
Yeah.
Right? 90%.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think it should be the person that got beat.
No, the opposite way. That would be better.
No, well, actually, Hogan Rock. Didn't Hogan not reach out and shake his hand?
I'm still not sure what happened that night. And by the way, we're going to be talking
about WrestleMania 6. Hogan and Warrior. Hogan lost. See, because now there's so many outcomes, like who has the belt, who lost the belt, who won the belt, who retained. Like, if the loser had the championship and lost, yeah, you may shake the new champion's hand. But Orton had the belt and beat him. So I don't know why he's going to be like the loser shakes his hand.
So I want to get to Brian's question.
Circumstances do have to come into play with that.
Brian's question. We have one more question from Brian again. I guess Brian was the one that wanted to do questions this week. Last week we had a whole bunch. This week we have Brian. But that's okay. We love Brian. When it comes to the Christian versus Orton rivalry, what is the crew's favorite match of theirs? What do you got, guys? What do you got, James?
This one, because it's the only one I've seen.
You got anything better there, Anthony?
Will you repeat that question?
Yeah. What was the best match between these two?
This one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you said that at the beginning of the night. So without question, huh?
Yeah.
Well, they had a match at Capital Punishment. They had a match on Raw. Like they had several matches this year in 2011. Like I said, that SummerSlam match is the one everybody goes back to and remembers. But I just think this is an all-around better match over the SummerSlam match.
So, Devin, before you answer the question, because I know you have the answer because you were actually watching. Mike, what do you got?
I'm just listening.
You don't know?
Yeah, I just said the same thing.
All right, go ahead, Devin. What do you got?
My favorite match between these two is August 30th, 2011. Main event of SmackDown, a steel cage match between Randy Orton and Christian. It ends with Randy Orton giving an RKO off the top of the cage to Christian in the middle of the ring. It's
off the top of the cage.
Is that
it's pretty epic. It's a great moment, great match. One of my SmackDown memories.
You want to hear something funny? I will bet you $1,000 that is the same one that Brian is thinking of.
The one with the steps involved, when they brought the steel steps in.
That's an extremely good one as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Randy Orton hits the RKO on the stairs.
Who are we messing with here? Devin?
I'm going to tell you all the truth. Y'all give this match a lot of praise. I was not really that impressed.
No, it was good. It was nothing. It was a good match.
No, it was not. It wasn't 4 1/4 like a homeboy rated.
Oh,
and y'all just like, this is Christian's best match. Like, this. I don't see it. I don't see it. It was run of the mill. You could have put this on fucking TV. It's a run of the mill match.
I'll agree with that. You can put it on TV.
Like I said, it was the best we ever got from Christian. So I'm not going to argue that this could have been a SmackDown match.
Yeah,
but this was as good as it. Do you agree, James? I'm
not saying it's a bad match. I'm saying the praise. Y'all just like, this is Christian's best match. This is a good match. This is a good match.
That's
It's
really
one of
not
the
that
best
impressive.
singles matches.
Look, saying Christian had a great match outside of a match with Edge is damning with faint praise. This was the best he ever did. No offense. God bless him. He's a go-getter. Love it. But
Yeah,
he wasn't the guy.
I love Christian in TNA when he was leading Team Canada and was heavyweight champion. I was fully enthralled.
In front
But
of
he
all
had other people
378
around him. He wasn't single. He had other people around him.
You're right. You're right. He had the Tyson Tomkos and yeah. No, you're right.
It just
No,
seems
I
like
think-
when he's on his own, he just.
Literally,
I think right here they tried it. I think
Literally-
they were going to give it a shot, and they maybe just fell flat. Maybe they wouldn't get the response they wanted, and that's why they give the belt right back to Randy Orton.
guys, I am ready to move on from this. We literally talked about this for 46
Yeah,
minutes.
where he's got a broken neck over this. Like he's
The other
literally
match
trying to
we
move
actually
on.
liked better. We talked about a lot less. I don't know if it's the
I
alcohol.
didn't like it better.
Back to
Since-
you, James.
Topic. I have a question. Since we're off the topic, I have a question. And this is for, people that are watching this on YouTube. Mike Whitaker. I love that Georgia Bulldogs hat, by the way. Congratulations. But I noticed a pic. Whenever you step away, you put a picture of you and I believe your three beautiful children.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Are they
Yep.
tall?
My son he's tall. He's like average his height. Yeah.
His 12-year-old is the tallest person in the house.
Yeah.
That's not saying much. Mike, I love you. I'm only serious.
Yeah, I know. It's good. Yeah.
Great question.
I have a tiny penis, so go ahead.
All right. Well, so if that's all the listener questions that we have, I think what a better way to wrap up that match. And we might as well keep the laughs and the jokes coming. Yeah. So I guess it's time for the hottest rising segment in wrestling podcast. And my God, the most hilarious. It is Waka 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 with our man Adam. So Adam, take it away.
Yeah. All right, so I wrote down a few. That I feel like I've done better work in the past, but I got a couple of good little singers right here.
That's what I tell him.
Any of them mine?
I ain't as good as I was.
No, it's still sending.
Okay.
So I saw where it was like downloading.
Yeah.
It
It's still
has
in
your
my process.
name and like 50% downloaded.
Okay.
So, I have two unwritten rules that I go by. Rule number 1 and rule number 2.
Love it. Hey, that's a good one. Yeah. That's a thing.
They're unwritten. So what do you call someone that has no body and no nose?
Nosebody.
Nobody knows.
No!
All right.
Yeah, that was right in front of y'all's faces. I can't believe you did it.
I'm having flashbacks to the Gong Show right about now.
Ah,
Oh, hell, what is that? Well, how true of a show was that, Anthony?
Oh, the Gong was the greatest show ever invented. Chuck Barris.
I'm sorry. Whenever Anthony talks and like we step in, it cuts him out like his microphone drops.
Yeah, I know. Thank God.
Is it
Huh?
doing
Like,
that
hey,
with y'all too?
sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Garth Brooks.
Right? Love him.
Devin might be more familiar with this one. Do y'all know that some of us are still it from back when we played tag as kids?
Oh yeah.
Damn.
That's deep.
Man, it just blew my mind. 'Cause
I
think
still
I'm
have my
it.
thumb up for trying on thumbs up 7-Up.
Heads up, 7-Up. Thumbs up.
Whatever it is.
I was a big fan of Red Rover. Red light, green light. But hey, are any of you guys, like one of those crazy folks that think the earth is flat? I mean, if you think about it, it is 70% of water and it is non-carbonated.
Oh!
Oh,
There's something to think about.
Yeah.
That's a TED Talk
That's
joke
a good
right
one.
there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Pinky out.
when you die, I wonder what part goes last. I was thinking maybe it's the pupils because they dilate.
Ah!
They dilate.
Yeah. Yeah, when you do drugs, they definitely dilate.
Yeah, that's
Go
what
drugs.
that's what my buddy told me. So I wanted to end it with the wrestling type one right here. It said, so I went out to eat the other day, and my waiter asked me, he says, "Hey, do you want a box for your leftovers?" I said, "No, but I'll wrestle you for them."
You tapped out. You know, like you shitting that at the ref.
Yeah, that was from a Stromboli from last weekend.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
shout
something-
out I know this episode is gonna air, but boy, Bully Ray, man. You want to talk about heel? That motherfucker gets it, dude. He gets it.
He makes it so easy too, though. I mean, he just
Dude, when I saw him at the airport, like I'm walking by, you know, like walking through
the heel there.
and then they're like booking, you know, blah blah blah, you know, because I got delayed. Yeah, I'll talk about that some other time. But yeah, I'm just walking through, you know, and I look over, and shit you not, dude, he's in that hoodie that he's in, standing just stoic, like. And they're like, first class booking, please. And boo, you know, he just walks in the plane. I'm like, holy fuck, that's Bully Ray. But he's just standing there, like, not really talking to anybody, not really just like.
See, he doesn't have to talk about your local football team losing by a point.
Great heel.
Hey,
seeing him at the pay-per-view and the TV taping stuff, great heel. Bully Ray gets it. Shout out to Bully Ray and Jeff. Double J, like
yeah, they don't do that cheap shit. They're true heels.
They get it, you know.
Yeah.
And still can bring it around back on Busted Open and on My World, where they just come back to normal, and then you still believe him as a heel when they're on the show. It's unbelievable.
I agree. It's
Tremendous.
amazing.
Just tremendous that they can turn it back and forth. Like,
hey, we got a bunch of Alabama fans out here, yeah, because your football team sucks.
Because like MJF's a cool heel, but it's kind of like it's, you know, he's like, you know, whatever. But when it comes to Double J and Bully Ray, like, you want to see them get their comeuppance. You want, like, I want to watch them get their ass beat.
Right.
I don't know why. Oh, thanks, Brad. Yeah,
Sorry, man.
Our listeners
Sorry, man.
love that shit.
There's a lack of oxygen in this house because.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I'm the asshole.
Wow.
Now I'm the dick for bringing it up.
We're doing our breasts around here.
Oh, whoa. Where's your
Sorry,
head at?
Brad.
Right. You know what's next, buddy?
Oh yeah, I can't. Well, fuck, you don't have. I can
Let's
make a lot of jokes and I seem like an asshole.
Let's just do it.
Say.
We're bringing
out of respect for you obviously and your family and all this stuff.
Yeah,
I can make a bunch of funny ass.
Oh man, Brad's on fire right now, man. God,
but I'm not going to.
So
I just don't have the wind capacity to do it.
I hope you're coming back, Anthony.
Yeah, he's here. But
I feel like the segment's gonna go up in flames.
Woo! Yeah.
I think our podcast up to this point has been pretty lit.
Very good. All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
all right. Let's do this. So we're going with.
I've spoke too much. You know, it's like I'm breathing in too much air.
So
that being said, I think it's time for. I mean, who knows? Haribo has not sponsored this. Hasbro hasn't either. Haribo's a gummy bear.
I think it's about time we extinguish, this right here, so we can get started with the next deal.
Yeah, and then the KB toys. You know, we're all playing games here, and what better game to play than your favorite game on your show, the Kickout Crew, and that is a FMK with Brad. So, Brad, what do you have for us on this FMK? And I'm glad Anthony's able to join us on this FMK. So
we are going with Rock movies that have the Rock in it. Because we covered our Rock match, we're going to go.
I'm fucking the Rock.
So there are plenty.
Johnny Knoxville.
Nope. There are plenty of Rock movies out there. So I'm going to name the movie that they're in. You don't have to use them from that movie, but I suggest you do. We're going to start with the ladies. We're going to go with Alexandra Daddario from the Baywatch movie. Also in the White Lotus first season. And we're also going to go with Eva Mendes from The Other Guys. And Mandy Moore from Southland Tales. So, what do you got, Anthony?
You kill Mandy Moore immediately. You put her, you take her to the field. You you just put a gun to the back of her head, you bury her, you put some lime on it, she's done. You marry Alexandra Daddario, and you F the living crap out of Eva Mendes.
Easy, huh?
Give me something harder next time.
That's what she said. Devin, you're up.
All right, so I feel like similar to your answer, Brad, I'm going to marry Mandy Moore. I'm just taking a guess that that's who you're going to marry for the full sole factor of I loved her in This Is Us. She was great. She's a great actress. With that being said, she's my Mary. I'm going to fuck Eva Mendes because I Googled her and okay, can't pass that up.
Just Jesus freaking Christ.
Googled her.
In series of unfortunate events, I'm going to have to kill Alexandria Daddario.
Oh, ouch. All right, we're going to go with you, Mike. What do you got?
Killing Mandy Moore. Marrying Alexandria.
Yes.
Because then I can fuck her anytime I want. And another one, I'm just gonna fuck her because she's hot.
The other one,
and she's in
it's not F
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Mary, it's FNK. Amy didn't know we brought you in on this episode all of a sudden.
Right? Yeah. What do you got, Adam?
Wait, I'm killing Mandy Moore. That's not even a thinker. You kill Mandy Moore, you F Eva Mendes. That way you can have her speaking Spanish to you, and then you marry Alexandria Daddario.
Boy, this is way too easy. Apparently,
let her speak Spanish to me.
James.
See, here's the thing. Y'all are. I appreciate your answers, but you're all wrong. I am fucking Mandy Moore.
Eva Mendes and Ghost Rider. Oh.
Fucking Mandy Moore because I could treat her like a piece of candy. Yeah, that's a shout out to the lady listeners who get that joke. But yeah, Mandy Moore is like a candy baby, so baby come to some old school shit. I am marrying Eva Mendes so for the sole purpose that she would be my like every Peter Griffin needs a Lois. I've said that a million times on this show, but she is so fine. And to wake up next to her, married, like, Bill Withers would come in like a lovely day. It's like, could you imagine waking up?
Lovely day. Lovely day.
Yeah, it's spending time with your beautiful wife. I'll leave it at that. And then, all that. And I don't know what you'll have with this Alexandra Daddario chick, but she's obviously the odd one out because I'm fucking Mandy and I'm marrying Eva Mendes.
I don't think you looked at the right pictures online.
I'm looking dead at her ass on Google.
You're looking at one picture of her in that bun. I'm not accepting that picture if there was the one I'm thinking of.
Okay, well,
is she in like a thing that's up to her neck? Let's just do.
Well, is she wearing that every day? I mean,
let me ask you a question.
You need to appreciate that for the natural
I want you to Google her.
Wow,
I want you to write Baywatch next to it. Write Baywatch next to it.
Do you guys want to? You don't know what my wife's nickname is to my friend. What my friends call my wife?
Eva Mendes.
No, they call her Lois.
Every Peter Griffin needs a Lois, man. I'm telling you.
Maybe think of it like your wife.
Shout out to Pam Beasley if she still listens, and she doesn't, so she'll probably hear this. This was really
a tough one for me, to believe it or not, because I do like Mandy Moore. I think she's real. Mandy Moore's hot. Mandy Moore is.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all disregard this chick. Not impressed.
So I kill her. I'm killing her because as far as I'm concerned, of the three, she's the odd. She's definitely not. She's not.
I did not see you doing that, Brad.
I'm fucking Eva Mendes and I'm marrying Alexandra Daddario because I've seen her in enough movies now where I'm in and I'm doing it.
The power couple on this fucking show is Alexandra Daddario and Triple H. Y'all have like a blind attraction to both of them.
Alexandra Daddario walked into a Pop Guy weekend. I'm going to tell you this, we're all in.
Oh, right, well, okay. I mean, my God, Brad, a double-ass cow can walk in. I tried to milk it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about here?
So speaking of hot, let's go with the gentleman.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
So from G.I. Joe, we got Channing Tatum.
Ooh.
Oh, Mike, I know your eyes.
Mike.
I think every guy in a reaction, they're like, well, okay,
from The Journey 2, we got the Jonas Brothers, Nick Jonas.
No,
man, I'm going to tell you. Take a second look, Mike. You might be interested. And third.
Is he Irish?
From
Scottish? Sorry.
Central Intelligence, we have Kevin Hart.
Boom. Marrying Kevin
God,
Hart.
what was that reaction, you weirdo?
Because I got this one. Marrying
Let's
Kevin
go.
Hart.
Guess
Fucking,
first. Anthony actually thinks this one's hard. Go ahead.
Oh man, Mike was gung ho about me. You gotta let Mike finish.
I'm done.
No, this isn't hard. The only thing hard is how I feel when you talk about Channing Tatum. So I am fucking him every day of the week, twice on Sunday. I am marrying Kevin Hart because he's so sweet, and I'm killing that Jonas brother.
Just so you know, you can only fuck him once, Channing.
Who?
Channing Tatum. You can only fuck him once. You don't get to fuck him
Hasbro do this?
No offense. I'm going to give you some inside baseball. I would disappoint Channing Tatum so badly that just one time would be enough. That's it.
All right, Devin.
It's the title of my autobiography.
So I'm gonna start by I'm fucking Channing Tatum because he's got the body out of these three.
Oh God.
I'm marrying Nick Jonas. I grew up on the Jonas Brothers. I watched them literally daily when I was growing up. I watched the Jonas Brothers TV show. I had 3 of their CDs. I'm marrying Nick Jonas.
Which one of the Hanson brothers would you bang too?
You bought their CDs?
Did you have their shirt?
I was a Jonas brother. I for sure was when I was a kid.
Oh man,
I felt like older.
It. Explains it all.
There's just some shit you don't say on.
You like Sammy? You like the Jonas Brothers?
Okay,
I mean,
for you guys,
Devin.
That doesn't make sense, but for me, it was on Disney Channel every single day when I got home from school. So it was what I turned on TV. But now the process of elimination, wow, man.
Can I just ask a question, James?
I got to kill Kevin Hart, and I don't like that. He's hilarious.
Go ahead, Anthony.
James.
Hey.
You picked Devin over me to co-host the show?
You know what's funny? I was in high school, right? Like, going through high school, and I was like, you know what I really think of this podcast thing that doesn't even really exist right now? I think it's going to take off. And there's this guy that I've never met before, and I think, he's in the Northeast region. Because, hey, I badmouth a lot of the Northeast, but I'll never badmouth Anthony. I'll talk shit on Devin and Brad and all this stuff. The Northeast blows complete dick. I mean, but hey, I'll never say that to you, Anthony, because I respect you.
I appreciate it.
Better. That being said,
Mike's up.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm killing Jonas Brothers. I am fucking Tatum, and I am marrying Kevin Hart.
Who's the tallest in that relationship?
Because that's what I was about to say.
Always somebody
For
else.
one, we're the same size. For 2, he's loaded with money, and for 3, he can make me laugh anytime.
I can
He's
see you guys
freaking
laughing
hilarious
right now. I'm picturing like.
Oh yeah, dude. I just love his, and he's best friends with The Rock. So there we go.
There it is. Yeah, there it is.
All right,
so he's not just co-star; they're best friends.
I'm sure it's easy, Adam.
Oh yeah, it is. So I'm killing any and all Jonas Brothers. I don't care how many of them there are. I'm killing all of them. And any fan that listens to them or owns a CD of them.
Yeah. Can you believe that we got Devin on here and not Anthony? My goodness.
Yeah. I'm thinking, Devin, you're a nice guy. I'm sure you're a really nice guy.
He's a nice boy.
Let's be my boy. My God, that big beard. I just love that. So, but you picked this guy over me.
So you're telling me you guys haven't listened to I Went to the Year 3000?
I'm 50. No.
I heard that this week.
That's an actual
I just want to say,
yeah, not much has changed, but they lived underwater.
It's Adam's answer too.
I just want to throw something out there real quick. Allison, if you're not watching on YouTube, Adam is brushing his hair right now.
Fuck me.
Oh,
out of hand.
Allison and I are going to AEW Rampage together.
Oh,
there you go. See.
You would have done an over-under of Go Pats and Adam's hair mentions, I never would have thought that Adam's hair would have fucking won this.
Night is young.
This is a runaway, dude. We've talked about it. I thought Anthony would have go past us to death, and he hasn't. He's kept it very respectful, too. But the talk of Adam's hair is like at fucking 87 right now.
Adam's hair, me and Adam's hair are going to have about 3 or 4 knuckle children by the time the night's over.
Good Lord.
It's like the Top Guy weekend.
Adam, answer the fucking question.
Yeah, it's your answer, man. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm killing the Jonas brother and any relative of theirs. Channing Tatum, he's from Alabama, so I'm marrying Channing Tatum. How do you not marry Magic Mike? How do you not marry this man?
True.
No,
Kevin
21
Hart
Jump
instead.
Street.
I'm the only guy that rented Magic Mike on demand, hoping his wife would really be a little, you know what's going on.
You're not the only one. I promise you that.
It worked.
And it does work. Yeah, it does work. Anyway, yeah, I'm marrying him, and I'm banging Channing Tatum, and I'm marrying Kevin Hart because he's just funny as shit.
All right, James.
Man. So Channing, I guess you got to fight Channing, right?
Hey, he's from Alabama now.
Kevin Hart.
Doesn't step up. He's got the moves.
Who was the other guy?
Good movie.
Jonas Brothers.
Oh, dead. Yeah, killing Jonas. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So now it's coming down to the marriage and the fucking. Man, they're both rich. Yeah. Sorry, Devin. Killing the
They're
Jonas.
all
dude.
rich. So.
Well, yeah. I mean,
No, but Kevin Hart is like stupid rich.
A fucking 8-year-old yodeled in Walmart and is richer than we'll all ever be combined. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I'm fucking Channing because that's like the basic ass bitch thing to do, you know, like go out for the looks. And I'll marry Kevin Hart because that motherfucker's rich and hilarious. And we all know that he will definitely, you know, pursue other options. So I'll just sit there and collect that money. Boom. Infidelity joke.
All right.
Here we go.
So,
Brad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck Channing Tatum just like everybody else.
Yep.
Because, I mean, that's kind of what you do with Channing
Because
Tatum.
you love sloppy seconds.
So then I guess it's between killing Nick Jonas and killing Kevin Hart and marrying one of them. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, Nick Jonas, I'm a sucker for you. Marry Nick Jonas, baby.
I'm done.
Yes.
Bigger.
Yeah,
Yes.
Anthony,
I
trying to get a
knew
regular
it.
gig because I know a guy we can boot out right now.
Yeah.
I knew it.
So anyway, guys, thanks for playing. That was more fun than you never know.
I knew it.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who married Nick Jonas.
No, and you two are the only ones that watch Dancing with the Stars with each other and all that other bullshit.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
like that
for
as
real.
well.
Like,
And this is us.
remember Devin's segment
And this
should have
is
been
us. And
what reality TV bullshit is on, you know, on right now.
Gotta broaden your horizons beyond wrestling sometimes, fellas.
Yeah, I watch sports, not fucking. Well, did you know that Maggie and Sammy hate each other? And they
Hey,
just,
right? Let me tell you something, James. Get
I
married
bet you-
watching this shit.
I bet you these
that's
two
what it
text
is.
each other.
Spouses. I'm not trashing you. I'm just saying you watch the shit with your significant
Let me
other.
tell you something. Yeah, I
You
probably
wouldn't
never
know
I
it
bet
without
you-
it. Like
I would have never watched This Is Us.
that's
if I
what I'm
wasn't-
saying. You
yeah.
would have never. Yeah, I'm not hating, but I
However,
just know.
there are worse things to watch with your spouse. You hear what I'm saying?
I bet Brad-
Yeah.
Brad and Devin text each other throughout the day while they're watching Days of Our Lives
I mean,
together.
first off, we do text each other throughout the day.
I was dating this girl one time, and she was in Twilight.
I should watch this.
Twilight. We watched.
As I do to you,
all of
Mike.
Twilight. We watched like 99% of Twilight, and she cuts it right at the end. And she's like, "You don't even like it. You're not even paying attention." And I was like paying attention, like being a good boyfriend, and like, okay, like, yeah. I went through the whole fucking movie, and she cuts it at the end. You're not even watching. You're just being an asshole. Blah blah. I'm like, what? Like you made me just watch the whole motherfucking movie, you know? And you cut it right at the end. And like, you're not even paying attention. Like. That's like 2 hours I can't get back, bro. Like,
I know how you
Yeah.
feel. I got a fiance that's obsessed with Harry Potter.
oh,
I fall asleep to him all the time.
Don't even get me started on that bullshit.
I'm down for some Harry Potter.
I bet you are.
You guys, you guys roll with the Harry Potter stuff?
Harry Potter sucks. I'll go on
Shut
record saying, hey, shout out to our listeners.
Hey.
Love you all. Harry Potter blows ass.
But if his wife, listen, if his wife or his betrothed loves Harry Potter, God, take some lipstick, put that thing in your head, shave the beard, wave the wand. You know which one we're talking about.
Hey,
Wave the wand, and live the fantasy, baby. Come on.
Oh, I got a wand that can do some magic. I know what to do.
Well, hey, speaking of your magic wand, Devin, it's what better way to welcome Devin back than him making a penis joke, and then we go to Devin's demographics. So, Devin, welcome back to the show. Can't wait to put you on the spot. What you got this week?
Glad to be back. So, as I've talked about a couple times before in the past, I'm a big fan of true crime, and I watch and listen to podcasts and watch true crime stuff all the time. Well, one of my good buddies, TJ Stephens, has started a new podcast called Evolution of Evil. It's all about true crime. Him and Justin Yent have started it. So far, it's really good. They've had 3 episodes out. Yeah, there are shows about Belle Guinness, the Gainesville Ripper. Yeah, I'm just excited to keep watching. I'm a big true crime fan, so anything true crime really can tie me in and get me invested. And I just wanted to give a quick shout out to them for my Devin's demographic.
I'm a big TJ fan. Shout out TJ.
Me as well.
Is that show behind the paywall?
No, it's out on Apple Podcasts.
Name of it, please.
Evolution of Evil.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out TJ. I don't know the other guy.
TJ and Justin.
I'm not being rude. I just don't know him. But yeah, shout out TJ. You know, we support the homies.
Yep.
TJ's a homie.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I just wanted to give them appreciation.
I did a shout out on Twitter from us and everything like that. So we support everything AFS. We support everything.
Homie related.
Yeah. So yeah. Great. Best of luck to you. I'm in some kind of thing where I donated $10. So
That's
what was that? The Rumble
right?
thing? Amy kept calling me out. I said, fine, I'll do it.
Boy.
Yeah, he goes, oh, what is this for the Rumble? What's his name again? Devin?
Oh, Justin Yent.
Yeah, Justin. I said, yeah, he goes, is this for the Rumble? I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh, okay, the Royal Rumble. I'm like, yeah, I'm Brad from the Kickout Crew.
The other Rumble.
You know who I am? I'm Brad from the Kickout Crew. I actually said that. I'm like, well, that sounded stupid.
Oh, man, look at you fucking mock.
There's still a few days left before the Royal Rumble. If anyone wants to reach out to Justin Yent and join his Royal Rumble pool.
Well, hey, by the way, this
I was going to ask about that.
All right, great, Devin. Thank you for helping out fellow podcasters.
Yeah,
there you go.
Shout out TJ.
Can't wait for this next.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. Well, it looks like what better way to watch the Royal Rumble than some obviously some cold, refreshing, great tasting natural light. But what else goes with beer and wrestling than maybe a little food? So, Mike, what you got for the Mike's Meat Minute this week?
Oh, hold on. Let me check my notifications. Look, got none. Nobody sent me nothing. So order a pizza. No, I'm just kidding.
So you throw a half a stick of butter into the pan.
That's probably the best Mike's Meat Minute we had.
I'm going to do a, let's see, I don't even know what to call it. Let's do a covered chicken parmesan.
Professional podcast.
Yes.
We can do a stromboli, Mike.
We can do that. That's stromboli. You go to that place that we went to Atlanta. Amazing.
Damn right.
But covered, chicken parmesan. So first you want to have spaghetti with it. So you do your noodles, and while your noodles are cooking and all that, take your chicken breast, bread them up, season them up, cook them for about 15, 20 minutes. And they still have about 10 minutes left. Take them out and add your cheese on top of the chicken. Then you take your spaghetti sauce and you pour it in the pan with the chicken. That way you cover it all up. And then you sprinkle some more mozzarella cheese on top of that. Put it back in the oven for another 10 minutes. Let the cheese melt, let the sauce get nice and warm. Chicken's done. Pull it out, and then you take your spaghetti, put it on the plate, and you can take that chicken with all the sauce and everything else, put it right there on top of the spaghetti.
And then you have to chug it. Do you have to cut up the chicken after you do that and then eat it?
Well, I throw it on there whole and I cut it as I go.
Yeah.
So, and then you have the chicken and the spaghetti and everything else all together.
Beautiful.
I get you.
Oh, there we go. Now, next week, somebody send me something and I will put it on the air. If not, I'll just make up something.
Fuck yeah, good stuff. I was, Dead air time, which somebody told me about around like episode 1. Got to keep the flow going, James. No dead air.
Baby.
Yeah. So shout out to our boy. Go ahead, Anthony.
It's right down at the bottom of the screen, motherfucker.
Down. It took you 40 episodes to have. Can I come back on for episode like 80 or 90?
Dude, you know what's funny? I was playing with the toys and stuff when I was like 3 years old. And I realized, I envisioned, hey, man, like, I know I got, booming personality and I'm a great person. But I was like, man, I'm playing with little army toys and my little Power Rangers and stuff. And I was like, I'm going to do a podcast. And I should have Anthony Pires on someday. And I was just like playing with my toys and my army tanks and my Power Rangers. So, I mean, in all honesty, like when Brad bought me the idea, I was like, wow, we really should get Anthony. And then Brad was like, you know what? I hate him so much. And I was like, damn, that sucks. And then we got like, Mike and Devin and Adam. And, and everybody was just like, man, fuck Anthony. And I was like, no, you guys don't really understand. He's funny. And they're like, no, fuck him. We hate him so much. I'd rather talk about like fucking Sammy Guevara and Pipe Nitro, whatever. Pepsi Nitro. You guys, all that stuff. I thought we were missing out on something.
Little criticism. You guys do not spend enough time talking about the single greatest football team in the history of the National Football League. Go Pats!
I love you, Anthony. You know what we spent a lot of time doing? Wrapping up.
Yeah, for real. Well, no, we're talking about Mike's Meat Minute.
All done.
Oh.
Well, let me cut it up and you eat it. I mean, we even got to the point where you eat it.
He was done for real.
Well, nothing like a Mike's Meat Minute, and as we can see, Anthony is definitely enjoying Mike's Meat Minute live on camera.
Yeah.
So, that brings me to.
I was going to say
next week we are going
to Brad.
Continue our rivalry series with Trish and Lita.
Yeah.
Trish and Lita, and stay tuned.
Well, because we are like a women's wrestling forefront podcast. We do value the women's wrestling because we've made that message clear a million times, but it's wrestling. Like, we're not covering women's wrestling. We're covering wrestling. So can't wait for next week. And hope that y'all tune in, like, and subscribe. Hell, I'll just go into it right now. I am James L. Corai. You can reach me at James L. Corai. Like to keep it real difficult for everybody. We are the Kickout Crew. You are the Kickout Crew. And you can reach us at your Twitter. That is at Kickout Crew. And we have a YouTube, Kickout Crew. We have a Facebook, Kickout Crew. As Devin, welcome back, brother. Missed you. Devin, with the Instagram and TikTok. And guess what? It's Kickout Crew too, But that's enough about me shilling. I think I covered everything. Good Lord. But I will kick it. Brad's next on the screen. So, Brad, tell the people how they can reach you.
I am Brad at Yes Man Brad on Twitter. I want to thank Anthony Pires for coming on. Long time coming for sure. All the jokes aside, you have been great on this show. You're a lot of fun. And can't wait to see you again this year in Huntsville.
Hell yeah.
Can't wait to see you again in a very future episode before we get to Huntsville. Because I was the one that requested you.
Shut the fuck up.
But next, I'm going to go to Mike next. Mike, tell the people how they can reach you and send your recipes to Mike, man. Let's go.
Yes, please. Send me a recipe. Let me do something I put on here.
For real. It's Mike's Meat Minute, but it's, put your
recipe.
Make Mike your recipe cook your recipes.
Your recipe on your show.
Exactly. Tell Mike, hey, motherfucker, this is what we do for my family, baby. Like, send Mike your recipes for your show, and Mike cooks them. Huh?
Yeah, we had James's dad send me one, and I read it off word for word, step by step.
And it was beans. And it was fucking beans.
But you can reach me at Whitaker1028, and send me a recipe, and we'll put it on the show.
Hell yeah.
Brad's taking his glasses off, so I know he's.
Dude, he's yawned like 3 times. He's taking his glasses off.
Lack of oxygen in this house.
Dude, you're on fire with them jokes, man.
I'm not even kidding.
Well, speaking of, all right, thanks, Mike. Adam, I'm gonna kick it to you next. You said that. Tell the people how they can reach you and everything.
Well, first off, thanks, Anthony. I'm glad you finally got a chance to join us. I know I've had to ask you a couple times because I know you're busy man.
I'm in demand.
It's hard being the sexiest man of the North.
Hell yeah.
It's got to be tough because I understand how hard it is down here in the South. Well, I understand completely. I sympathize with it and I understand. Well, thank you for joining us. I guess just catch me on Adam_from_Bama. By the time this comes out, I will have just got back from Huntsville GCW. Watching my boy Cabana Man Dan beat the hell out of Blake Christian.
Yes, and definitely check out the bonus episode. Just keep listening.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun with that, man. That turned out better than I ever thought it would. So I had fun with that one.
And maybe
we might have another one come up pretty soon,
buddy. Teaser.
We might. So
rumor has it.
And then by the time this comes out, me and Frank Bruno will be heading to Nashville to go listen to Alter Bridge.
My best friend Frank Bruno.
Yeah,
My bestie.
4 times.
So we're gonna see Alter Bridge, and then I think the weekend after that.
What the fuck, dude?
Me and a couple guys are going to Mississippi to see friend of the show, Paul Water Dave.
Super Dave.
Do you ever stay the fuck home?
No. I'm in demand, just like Anthony Pires did.
Yeah.
Must be the hair.
Adam, the problem that you're in demand with the local police force and the local.
That was 10 years ago. I got all that cleared up. Thank you.
Okay.
I got all that handled.
Oh.
Trying to set example for the kids.
You definitely do a lot for the kids. I'll say that much. Holy shit.
I'm just trying to set an example for them.
That is
no, where's my lighter?
That is Adam underscore from underscore Bama. That's Adam from Bama. Hey, and here's the thing. There's a reason I asked in this specific order because we got our co-main event right here. And who do I kick it to first? It feels like I control the key. But you know what? I'll kick it to Anthony first because you're the guest, and take your time. Tell the people how they can listen to you. You say, like, we gave you an intro at the beginning. You didn't mention none of this bullshit you write for. You didn't mention none of this, shit that you're doing behind the scenes. So, hey, man, plug your shit. I can speak for everyone here, which I'd rather just speak for myself. I had a great time with you, man. I'm sorry that they didn't want you as an original host of the show. I tried. I pleaded my best. But it was really fun having you on. You're a diamond. You're one in a million, bro. You really are. And I want you on like every other motherfucking week. But we'll see what the politics that be with this show.
Fuck out of here.
That being said, Anthony, go ahead and plug your stuff, bro. Good to see you.
James, thank you for the time and thanks for the vine. And to be honest with you, until I saw it on video, I thought Mike's Meat Minute would be a completely different thing based upon the women who have been in Mike's life. Because we all know Mike's meat lasts about 1 minute. Devin, you got yourself one hell of a beard, one hell of a mullet there going. Good luck. God bless your mother. Not your mother, your wife. But from where you are in the South, I'm sure it's the exact same thing. Adam from Bama, my God.
I'm from New York.
World, Brad Stanton. When I say your hair is out of this world, I literally mean that because it's gone. I am on Twitter at Hoboken_Cobbler, Facebook Anthony Pires, Pires, and yes, I am the co-host of the Wednesday night AEW post-show party, PW Insider Elite.com.
Fuck.
Nice.
Yes. Well, I appreciate that. And check Anthony out, wherever, wherever you want to and however he said to. Not weird the way to put that, but, check Anthony out, man. He's a friend of us and a friend of you and a friend of, the show. And here we go, Devin. Man, we all missed you, buddy, man. It's been a long 2 weeks. We know, everything and like that. It's really good to have you back in the swing of things. You really did a good job on your shit. You didn't talk about Sammy. That was cool. You only did one Pepsi Nitro plug. Debatable. But yeah, it's good to have you back, I guess. But yeah, man, welcome back, dude. We missed you, brother, and it's good to see you again.
And you can holler anytime you need to holler at any of us, man. All you gotta do is reach out.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm trying to make it funny, but Devin, good to have you back, and this is the main event. So, how can people reach you?
Well, you can reach me at DevinD19 on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. But I want to thank you four, you five, you as well, Mr. Pires, for just the hell of a show today. And thanks for the past 2 weeks, you guys. I know we've been texting a lot, and I'll forever keep talking to you guys, like especially with all my problems. And I'm just happy. I'm glad to be back. It's fun, like always. And this was another hell of an episode. I look forward to next week, and let's keep this train rolling.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good to have you back, man.
Oh yeah. Adam has thrown the notebook. Brad, I think he's taken his glasses off 7 times, yawned like 3 times. Who knows what Mike's up to? He's plotting something. Anthony, go ahead.
Given the fact that he's broken a Guinness record for combing at one night.
I agree.
Almost as much of our conclusions.
Look at Brad.
Roasted.
You're still roasting them, man. You're still on fire, buddy.
Hey, another fun-filled episode. I had a blast doing this. Everybody, fucking shout out to Devin in that hat. Shout out to this blue shirt, America's team, baby. But yeah, I had a great fun time doing this. It's good to have Devin back. And it's good to, sometimes you got to confide in friends because we all experience tough times. And we all know that although those times are tough, there are people that, we can confide in. And we have to escape at some point. You can't just wallow in the sorrow. You do have to give yourself a moment to just fucking break away and enjoy and relax. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we try to bring with you or to you with our show, because the Kickout Crew. But it's not really our show. Isn't it, in fact, your show? Because y'all seem to have the most fun. And I just want to say, it is fun on your show, and it is an escape. And sometimes the wallows of the pits of despair will get you. And it seems like things pile on you. And yes, times are tough. You know what I mean? If life wasn't worth living, or if life was easy, it wouldn't be worth living, So times will be tough. And the fact of the matter is, you got to climb out of it. Because that's the best part about life. Oh, of course you're going to face hardships. But climb that motherfucking mountain. You know what I'm saying? Keep taking steps forward. And when life gets you down, you fucking kick out it too. Because that's what we do. That's what we all do. You know why? Because we are the Kickout Crew. I want to thank Anthony for joining us. I want to thank everybody for everything. Fucking love this episode. Hope you guys enjoy it too. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye.